get dangerous.
Let's get... No, I can't do it. I'm not
Darkwing
even going to
Duck,
try.
I will have. Let's get dangerous.
29 copper pieces left over. I have just enough, literally to
You have all those gems you haven't given to everyone else yet.
Nobody knows about the gems.
We all know
Except
about
for
the
Hold.
gems.
No, only Hold and I.
Oh,
Only
Hold's
Hold
the
and
only
I.
one who knows.
And I'm giving half of them to Hold.
Ooh, where's
All right,
my
are we all
item
set?
sheet?
What's today's episode called?
Are we all set? Tonight's
A bard not
episode.
life.
Bard Knock Live.
I'm-
2.
Bard not-
Here it is. So I'm going to say that.
Yes, well, hello and welcome to tonight's episode of Loot, Die, Repeat, where a bunch of us schmucks, we'll go back to that one because we were that a lot in the beginning, get together, we do some dice rolling and collaborative storytelling, a lot of laughing at each other, known as Dungeons and Dragons. And I'm pretty sure tonight we're going to laugh mostly at Sola and Jax. Yeah,
Ooh, and
yeah it's
We
gonna be-
usually do.
Yeah,
It's
this is...
just
Wet.
That's right. Sister. Okay, so...
Great show.
That was a great show.
Tia and Tamara?
Yeah.
All right.
The Maoris?
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in, and we are excited to continue to unfurl our story with you. Shh! Talking! That's really
You
important.
sidetracked us, to
Really
be fair.
important stuff. Do the sidetracking in your head.
I think a
Anyway.
commentary on Tia and Tamara.
Of course, all of our past episodes are up on YouTube, and so you can go on our YouTube channel and check all of those out. We would certainly appreciate if you would subscribe to the YouTube channel and watch them all. And of course, you can subscribe here to our Twitch channel, or at the very least, give us a follow. We always appreciate that. And if you do have your free Amazon Prime subscription for the month, we would love if you would consider giving it to us. We want to give a shout out to our Instagram friend Rollanat20. That's ROLLANAT number 20 for giving us a great review on his account and pointing a bunch of his followers our way. So thank you, Rollanat20,
Thank you.
for being our friend.
Wow, you made thank you sound so depressing.
Well,
even.
I'm trying to get in the character.
Thank you. You know,
Eeyore over
Yeah.
here.
Oh, woe is me.
We also have 1 week left on our giveaway contest. So if you go to our Instagram account, LDR_DM, and Loot Die Repeat, all one word, 2 separate accounts. But if you go to the LDR_DM account, you can sign up for our giveaway where we are giving away one of several different prizes to a lucky winner. And so we have a bunch of people who have entered, but I think the odds are still pretty good if you haven't signed up yet. So do that. You can get some free dice or some unpainted minis if you're a mini painter, or you can get a cool cloth map of the Sword Coast, or even some of the maps, one of the maps that we use, that I use over here.
Can you enter more than once?
You can enter more than once if there's actually, it's all described in the post. If you follow us here, that's a second entry. If you subscribe to our YouTube channel, that's a third entry. If you subscribe to our Twitch channel, you actually could choose 2 of the 4 prizes instead of 1. So
You're
live.
saying there's a chance.
Yeah, I mean, you can just get after it. So 1 week left for that, and we will announce the winner live next Tuesday. And I'm Tucker. So that'll be a fun thing, too. All right, well, did I miss anything? Any announcements from you guys? All right, well, without further ado, let us jump into tonight's episode of Loot, Die, Repeat.
do.
Okay, and we begin
One
with
day I'm just gonna throw them all.
a nice little recap of what has gone before. And so, Moniker, our intrepid adventurers, have returned to the City of Splendor, the City of Waterdeep, after significant fighting in and around Nightstone, where they took care of some things, were attacked on the way back, escorting a caravan, and ultimately had to save their fallen comrade Morthos from death. But overcoming all of those things, Moniker settled in for a nice little rest, only to find that they had to journey into the Blue Alley to save good old Kyle Felton. And
Last name.
He did since last
Wait a
episode.
second.
He definitely did not have a last name.
Oh, was she
He always had a last name!
You
No.
must not
You
have
don't
been
remember
here.
me referencing it the entire time last episode?
No. It was
This is a new
Who?
It was when Hannah and I were.
Kyle and Candy Felton.
It was when Hannah and I were at the flower show
Oh, okay.
with your
No,
fancy
you
mimosa,
were
non-mimosa
you were at the
drinks.
flower show. You were in
Flower Realm.
Flower
Plain
Realm.
of Flowers.
Oh, I'm sorry. We were in the plain of flowers. Anyway.
And so they went into the Blue Alley, and long story short, saved Kyle, killed a brass dragon who had gone insane, having been trapped in there, and
We're good
made
people.
it out with some
Definitely not
new
Bacchus.
magical
That's what I call us.
loot, as well as some knowledge about Kylier, the eccentric creator of the dungeon. Meeting with Master Nain and getting a little bit of additional information, they were able to unlock a strange Rottweiler from a unicorn. And they're still getting to the bottom of that story. But they have the unicorn turned Rottweiler, who they named Zeus, is currently bar hopping with Jax. And Eli in his downtime.
One bar.
You couldn't remember the name of the other.
I can only remember one.
Eli in his downtime primarily focused on doing research at the Font of Knowledge,
Any leather-bound books.
coming up with some new information
And a
on
broken nose from when you hit the leather books.
on the Pain Cursed. Hold successfully joined the Order of the Gauntlet after turning in the Periton Head and nearly completed his training in smithing, but also was practicing his shield skills in an offensive manner. And so he was working on the mastery of the shield, or shield mastery, if you will, while he was working on his armory. Vincent spent a lot of time copying his spells into his new spell book, which he had obtained from Pomatane in the Frostfell, and also gathering certain components that he was looking for. Melsine helped Eli in the research, and it was because of her assistance that he was finally successful, but also made some potions and worked on mastery of her healing and potion arts. And so she's continuing to develop that skill. Morthos has been intent on developing some hidden means of delivering his death and trying to create some hidden daggers. Meanwhile, Sola was researching Anam, and she found out that this was the giant's
He's anomalous.
Allfather.
That was bad.
That was bad.
That was bad.
Yeah. And she also helped Hold to collect some components for his night vision lenses, and it was in search of this end that she decided to travel to Mount Waterdeep to find a special flower that produced the luminescence of the moon. And she was directed that way by Gizmo, as well as the adherents of Selune at the Temple of the Moon Goddess. Jax, finally. Actually, I skipped Rygar. Rygar was taking on a new hunt from Orion's Pride. Worked on fixing up the house a little bit before deciding to head off into the woods with Morthos to do some more hunting and training. And we need to play that out still. But Jax really wanted to get the scoop on the Blackwoods. And so seeking out the Blackwoods for the first couple of days,
In a very creative manner.
she,
May I add.
it was very creative, along with Zeus,
Straight failure, though.
All my dice are crap.
finally stopped in at the Flayer's Maw, was escorted there, in fact, by a guard who caught her snooping at night around the castle ward.
You snoop.
And
Oopsies.
as she changed forms, slammed the drink, and turned to leave, was
The only Boris name I remember.
was
There's one right
heard
across from
someone
my house.
calling out to her, Roberta! Roberta!
What? Did I really
Was
say
the
that?
name that you had given him. And so we're gonna pick
I
that
am
up in a
totally-
second. So that is where
Did
we
you not
are
respond
with
at
the
first?
downtime. And we're gonna just jump right into our story. And so let us begin with Morthos. As you had purchased your gears, you went back to Gizmo, and you wanted him to make the hidden delivery system for
Yes.
daggers. So that'll be oh, you got them. Okay, well, if you got all 6, okay, that'll be 75 gold for me to put them together and create your little mechanism here.
How about I give you 65 granite?
65 grand?
That's not a normal currency. Let me take a look. Roll persuasion.
Yeah, it's a whopping 8.
I like the metal between my fingers.
Apparently you do not know what granite means. That is alright. You said 75 gold. How about, will you take anything for trade?
What are you offering?
I have this very nice sword. Was owned by a guy named Belk, and it is very sharp. In fact, I believe it has a good 8 hits left with it.
Huh. That kind of looks like the kind I make. I wonder. He turns it over and looks at it. That's not my mark. Deal.
Done.
All right, so he takes the sword, and he takes the rest of the day to make the gadgets for you, and hands it back to you, and you have 1 for each wrist, 2 delivery systems for hidden blade daggers. Only daggers though, but you can put in any dagger
Alright.
into them. All right, very good. So that was day 3 for you, I believe, because the first day was kind of reconnoitering, and so
Good word.
after Rygar, you completed your Orion's Pride, and you all had gone to the Order of the Gauntlet together. That was your day 2. So day 3 has come around, and you look around the house and you realize that there's not a lot there that you can do for yourself.
Yeah.
This is going to take professionals, and you did some research and determined what professionals you would need, and not really having the funds to pay for their services yet, you decide to head off outside of the Underhill district, the Undermountain, which that's kind of like over here. So the field ward is up top here, an unofficial ward, and then you have kind of the Undermountain, Underhill area, which is another unofficial ward of the town. This is kind of a lot of farmers who live outside of the city make their way in here. Several nobles keep secondary estates out there for any business that they want kept outside of the Watch's
So
eye.
not a poor place there where the other place
It is. It's really. So this
Kind of
is
the
this is
breadbasket
like
plantation
poor
area?
place. This is kind of plantations. People who just want to be left alone, but still want to have easy access to the city.
Eli wants to look into real estate.
That's
Honestly,
where.
I was thinking the same
And this,
thing.
by the way, I misspoke last week. I said Minix Monster Menagerie was in the field ward. I was wrong.
Oh,
It's in the Underhill area here.
got it.
Okay. And so you go past that, walk through it, kind of take in, and eventually a couple hours outside of the city, not on the map, is a forested area where you decide to do some hunting. And you let the group know that you were going to go on and do this. Is there anyone who's going with him?
With Rygar?
With Rygar, yeah.
Hunting?
Kind of out to
Out.
hone skills, hunt out in the
Am
wild.
I
I don't
still in
like
the
the city.
library?
Yeah.
Technically.
I need open spaces.
With Rygar, I would like to join you on your trek,
On one condition.
which is?
You don't kill me or leave me dead.
Deal?
Done. I think I can make that arrangement this time. With a wink.
All right, so Morthos and Rygar have some man time. And what are you trying to do out there, Rygar?
I'd like to hunt some deer, some game if available.
Okay.
Get some pelts.
Okay. And so, Rygar, you're out there hunting. Morthos, what are you tagging along and doing?
I'm gonna try to help him.
Okay,
Best
so you're trying to
I
help
can.
him. And Rygar, roll a survival check with advantage because you're in your favorite terrain.
These are the best. Oh!
Wow, that's interesting.
11.
So day 3, you don't really find anything. You got out there later in the day, and you tried to scope out some of the deer trails. Couldn't really find any. So instead, you decided just to work on some of your long shots
Yep.
and some of your sharpshooting. And so you had Morthos there, who also, while he was there, didn't work on sharpshooting so much as worked on his quickness and his fast twitch muscle fiber to get in and out of
Agility drills and foot
Agility
speed
drills,
drills.
right.
Yes,
ladder.
exactly. They put the pine cones out.
Pine cones out.
Had pine cone
Hip
drills.
swivel, hip swivel.
And so while Morthos worked on becoming more mobile, Rygar worked on becoming a greater sharpshooter.
He was
And-
shooting at Morthos.
Yeah.
And I was dodging.
So roll. Give me
It's the most
give me
efficient way
2
to
more
train.
survival checks for the rest of the days.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man. That is 13.
So the next day you determine that, wow, this looks really overhunted. You're gonna have to step up your game if you're gonna find anything in the next couple of days.
There it is.
Okay. And 21.
Finally, after a couple days of searching, you do track down a beautiful buck that not only has a very vibrant rack. Don't look at me like that. I don't know what other word to use to describe. Vibrant antlers.
Antlers.
Yep.
It's got a nice headpiece.
Yeah, it's nice spread. Also is
I don't think that works either.
I think that might be worse.
okay. Huge tracts of land. It takes you and Morthos both a lot of effort to bring him back, to have him butchered, and you guys have meat for days with venison now as you finally bring him back. And yeah, and so that kind of concludes your time, your 10 days, as you guys have a lot of venison, which you basically, what you do is you trade it in, and the butcher gives you a slightly less amount, but a large amount in kind of salted and jerked venison, which you guys can then use. So that essentially equates
I'd eat that.
equates to about 3 months worth of rations
Nice. Salted?
in salted
So it'll stay.
and jerked venison. Yeah.
Oh.
Beef jerky! Just like they're making Nightstone.
Amen.
Or venison jerky, I should say.
So, so we got that going on. Vincent, you,
Just got here.
after scribing all of your spells
CO.
into your new spell book,
Yes.
the far more hardy spell book, you went around and you went to the nature store right there on Troll Skull Alley, which is known as Corlon's Crown. And you spoke with the elf there, Fala, who Melsine had met before. And the elf was willing to trade with you and took your gold dust and some of the other things that you wanted to trade. What were they again?
Gum Arabic, soot and salts, bone dust, hen heart, blue alley sand, some brass dragon scales, basilisk eyes, gazer brain, and potion of climbing. I don't know if the... No, what's his name? Bob?
You sold the potion of climbing, so that's gone. But the gold dust, the gum arabic, the salt, the bone dust, the gazer brain, the basilisk eyes, took all of it and gave you the honeycomb that you needed, as well as the yellow mountain flower that you needed, and gave you back 25 gold for everything.
Not too shabby.
You're real.
Okay.
Third.
All right. So before I get to Sola and Jax, because we're going to have actual role playing with them, is there anyone else who wanted to do anything with whatever little time they had left?
I do.
Morthos,
Need to speak with Vinny.
go ahead.
Hey, Vincent, do you have some time to teach me this spell, this fine familiar spell?
Kind of busy right now with copying my own spells, but I'm sure I can...
You squeeze it in?
Let me check my schedule.
Yeah, I will give you 20 gold pieces if you do.
No, you know,
Oh, never mind.
just hold on to that for me. I'll squeeze you in.
All right.
Okay, so Vincent, you teach him the nuances of how to summon from the Feywild a creature. And you can kind of make it take on whatever form you would, but you need a brazier, which you have, and you're kind enough to let him use yours, along with some incense and a couple other components, all of which you have, but I think that you bought as well.
Yeah.
So he uses his own, and as you concentrate on a creature from the Feywild, you, in your mind, picture a cat. A black cat, which kind of matches your stealthy
Yes.
persona. But as you're concentrating and conjuring it, you also think and see Antonio kind of fly and land on Vincent's shoulder, his owl, which he had brought back. And you think, man, it would be super cool if my cat could fly. And as you do that, you conjure this, and out pops a cat with wings.
Boy, I wish my cat could poop gold.
And you have heard of a tressum before.
I've seen one before.
You have seen a tressum before, and so it wasn't something that you just conjured out of make-believe. It was something that seeing the owl and picturing the cat, it just switched your mind, and you recalled to yourself a blackish midnight blue hue tressum. And there he is, and he comes up to you and begins to kind of purr and snuggle around your ankles, and then flutters up to your shoulder and kind of lands and kind of just nudges in.
And then
It's a very
some shrimps
tender-
is thrown out.
Tender moment.
Farmed animals.
All right, and Vincent, you see a softer side of Morthos that you haven't really seen before, as he takes to his new little pet.
Yeah, and I have a glint of jealousy in my eyes, and I go, I see the student has surpassed the master. Very good, Morthos. You're a quick learner.
Thank you.
At night, while Rhaegar's maybe complaining that he doesn't have time to get the place fixed up,
Complaining. He went there with that.
Well,
Just
don't say much.
Just bitching left and right.
Rhaegar, I'm very busy all day this week, but I do have coin to put towards this. We're gonna be gone, hopefully heading north at some point, and we should have people working on this place. So I have some money if you can arrange
I did take a look into some of the guilds that would be able to get the work done. I'd be more than happy to. How much are you willing to give?
Well, we need a new roof. I was getting dripped on all night last night, and
Oh, that wasn't the roof.
didn't bother me.
It was our dog.
If I remember correctly, the roof was 200.
Yeah,
200 gold.
and everyone,
I don't remember.
every time we mention this place, and we're sitting at dinner all together. Every time we mention this place, I get dirty looks from people, and I don't like that. We should have honor and a reputation in this town.
Yeah, we should have clean looks.
So we gotta make
Dirty.
the outside look nice.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more.
Yes, but if we leave it the way it is, we won't get robbed.
Well, we
Well-
can have nothing inside
Now that you
That's
mention
true.
it,
except children.
We could be house poor.
Now that we mentioned
now that you mention it, Zablov did seem to be interested.
Hmm.
In what? Well, I'm not leaving my things here, that's for sure.
Can't you put some incantation around our house? Like a booby trap, but it's like a magical one?
It's also haunted, technically.
And we have a dog.
We have a
Well,
dog
we
and a
don't
ghost
really
here.
have anything in it yet.
Not yet.
We have 2 guard children.
Children and ghosts.
Children and ghosts.
Children, you've been promoted.
So let's do the roof and the brick outside and the let's just do it all.
Should we buy some locks?
Do it all. I
Let's
like
just
that.
do it all. Let's
Really?
just do it all.
Do you have enough for that whole?
Well, remember, he did get a crap load of money for bringing back the Peloton head.
I did not know that. I was not
Oh,
there.
You were not there? I thought I told everyone because I was kind of upset that he got 10,000 gold for it.
1,000.
I think I've been in the library.
1,000.
in the library.
I
The
believe
entire
the total
time.
is 1,115.
Yeah.
And what do you want your sign to say?
Oh, no.
Wish you were
Everything
beer.
but the sign.
You are here.
Wish you were beer.
Well, are we actually turning this place into a bar?
That's how it's set up.
At the mention of that, a smiley face is drawn on the wall, kind of near you guys.
In dust?
In dust.
Freddie likes it. Freddie?
Can we get him a chalkboard so that we can finally dust this place?
That's actually not a bad
I think
idea.
Freddie's a big fan.
Freddie likes Wish You Were Beer.
Freddie, what should we name this
I
place?
don't want to give up Troll Skull, though.
I do.
I think we should
Well, you
take
live
it as
on-
ours.
I
They
think we
live
can
on
vote.
Troll Skull Alley,
It's true.
so that's the name of the alley, which is named based off of the stories with the entire alley. Your home is kind of the centerpiece of the alley. It's just dilapidated.
We could be Wish You Were Beer at Troll Skull Manor.
Oh, yeah, no, I really like that.
fit
On
the sign?
Troll Skull Alley. Well, it's just
We do
it's font
Wish
sizes.
you were beer featuring
Are we
Troll
serving-
Skull.
Are we serving beer or are we going a little classier with some mead and some wine?
I think all of the above.
I think we
Mead.
should be a
I think
craft
we should serve
brewery.
mead.
We can sell some jerky.
Well, let's think of the contacts we know. We do know the people in Nightstone that are master brewers, right?
Uh-huh.
They were creating a distillery to do fine spirits.
So we could develop some sort of trade agreement where we could be one of their first or only locations where we sell their fine beverages.
Yes.
And we do have quite fast transportation there with these necklaces.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We have it
No,
too,
but
Nightstone.
She,
Just not
you
bad.
guys could go there instantly right
Yeah.
now.
Oh yeah.
How
We
about
need more dragon blood, don't we?
We
How
still have
about,
a pint of dragon blood.
I have a whole bunch
You
of
got
dragon
a
blood.
bunch of vials of.
how about we hold off on the
I
sign
drank some
I
dragon
agree.
blood.
Yeah.
and we get the place fixed up as a house at first. Get these arrangements
We'll
made.
do the
We also have
upstairs.
neighbors that we should talk to about this, like the other tavern involved.
That is
and
very true.
Why would we
we
want
don't
to?
want to make friends.
Yes, that's a good idea. We should do some market research and undercut them.
Amen.
Or offer different services so that we. Hold wouldn't think this. Attract more visitors to Troll Skull Alley.
I think we could beat them at their own game though too, and then have both ends of the block.
Listen, maybe you're unlocking like some new chip.
Is there an economics rule?
Yes.
Entrepreneur?
No. Hoff still does not know it.
It should just be a house.
I need a place for my horses.
We shouldn't make the sign until we actually have a bar set up, or else we're just gonna have random people coming
We'll
to
make
our
the
tavern.
upstairs livable, and we'll fix the downstairs to eventually be a bar. But until we find our niche,
Oh, this gold better furnish this whole place, right?
yeah.
It does.
Okay. All right.
All right.
With a nothing fancy, but
So
basic.
if I'm hearing this right, we'll be a functioning bar,
Like
but
you did.
not an open bar yet.
Correct.
I'm okay with that.
No
for now.
sign. We'll hold the
We
sign.
need to drum up excitement.
So you get
Soft
people.
opens.
I think
Yeah.
I have a name.
I thought Freddie said it was wish you were beer. What were
Freddie,
you thinking?
Freddie didn't
No,
say.
Freddie. He
No,
only
he
wanted
just
us to
likes
be a
the-
bar.
The bar.
I thought he wanted to be an emoticon sign. Smiley face. When we're closed, it's a sad face.
What's your name?
What's an emotive?
The spirit within.
Stumpy has
Oh, that is really
That is
good.
And there's
Oh, that is
spirit
really,
in.
yeah, that is
With
really
it.
good.
Slow clap for Rygar.
That's why he's my buddy, guys.
100 bits for Jack.
I wrote it down already. I saw that.
I think that is a done deal.
need it.
There's no better name
The
than that.
spirits within
The
or the
spirit.
spirit?
Spirit within.
The
Plenty
spirits.
singular.
It's so good. It's got multiple meanings.
That's
The
right.
spirit
We
within.
can't get
The
any mean
spirit
comments
within.
saying
I
that we
think
didn't
you
tell
need
them
an
about
S.
the ghost.
Spirits within.
True.
Oh, look at that.
So, yes.
How do you think about that, Freddie? I don't know if I'm in jail or not, but I'm just gonna pretend I'm not yet.
Because we were at a dinner
The
table.
smiley
so.
face that is on the wall, he puts little radiating lines coming out of it, like it's kind of glowing.
I love it.
Well, I hope that's not exploding, smiley face.
Freddie, I'm gonna give you a high five. I just hold my hand out there.
And
Do I feel anything?
one of the dish rags that was used to wipe down the bar gets whisked up and slapped against your hand. You put
You
that
He's
got
a
it.
spicy ghost.
I love him.
Get some sanitizer.
You're the
Freddie
best,
just
Freddie.
invented emojis.
Freddie just invented.
Love it.
Okay, so you get the contractors to come in and they tell you it's going to take about 2 months to fix everything. And it has to be done in stages.
Mm-hmm.
First you got to do the roof and the brick repair, then they can move on to the water damage, then they can move on to the hearth, then they can move on to the glass, and then ultimately the furniture maker will come in and do all the custom pieces for you guys. You also,
Make it a month. Free drinks for a week.
well,
I
they
don't-
tell you
Don't want you to cut corners.
it.
We
They
also don't
tell
have
you
any
that
alcohol.
they know they have heard of the rumors of it being haunted, and so they want to know if that's true or not.
Did you hear the name we're naming it?
No,
The Spirit Within.
I still think it should be as spirits.
it's disconcerting.
Could be. Or it could just be a nice play on words. You'd have to come in and find out, though. $5 cover charge.
All right, our price double.
Oh my word.
We're doing
Price
it wrong.
doubled?
Yeah.
Why?
For what job?
Not working in a haunted house without the additional pay.
You don't know that it's haunted.
You didn't tell me it wasn't.
You
I
have
don't
to
like
find
you.
out.
Who am I dealing with?
For
Are you
what
the one in
job?
charge?
Trust me, this house is not haunted. whatsoever.
Would this guy live here if it were haunted?
I mean, come on, I'm a wimp. I would not stay anywhere that it was haunted.
Roll
I could-
persuasion. Where's Jack's
I know. I don't know where I am.
Oh yeah, that's 22.
This is night number
There we
one.
go. Okay.
Ooh. All right. Fine. I will take the order of the tiefling.
Freddy, don't scare him. Who are you talking to?
Who is that there?
I was talking to the dog over there. He's just over there somewhere.
Okay, so 2 months to get everything completed. And they said they'll begin basically at the end of your 10 days is when they're going to begin. Okay, anything else going on, Eli?
I just want to leaving the thing on the 10th day, the library.
Yep.
Just want to sell my emerald
Okay.
at the market.
Okay, you go to a gem dealer there.
Yeah.
His name is a high elf. Sorry, fellow. My name is Aaron Lefroy.
Hey, Aaron.
Aaron Lefroy.
I've never been good with your dialect. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Can I call you Mr. Lefroy?
Lefroy.
I can't do that either. Sir, I'd like to sell you. It is, sir. I see the high cheekbones.
Yes, quite.
Okay. I'd like to sell you this large emerald.
80 gold.
80 gold.
Quite.
Okay.
Done.
Thank you.
Pleasure doing business. Come again. I am the foremost gemologist in the city.
And then I'm going to look, head on back, and I'm going to stop at the herbalist place.
Yep. Corlon's Crown.
Yep. Gonna walk in and.
Cha, brah. What's up? How you doing, man?
Why is it so smoky in here?
Just getting my bake on, you know.
I think I do. I need a couple of things from you. I need some reagents. I could use a brass.
Bro, slow your roll, bro.
He doesn't even know that.
What's a reagent?
I need to do an experiment that will. See this rag I have here? Pulls out a rag, a bloody rag. See that?
Yeah.
You see the dried blood? I need to take the dried blood and turn it into liquid blood, but not have it be diluted by the water. And I need a reagent to help me do that.
Oh, cha.
Do you have those?
Yeah, they're over there, bro.
Okay.
I use them to make potions and brews, bro.
Right. How much for one of those?
5 gold.
I'll take one of those. I need a brass bowl, something that will adequately conduct heat.
Oh, like from an alchemy set, bro.
I have alchemist supplies. Would I actually already have that?
Not a brass one, but you would have an equivalent type.
We'll go brass. How much is brass? Needs
Well,
to be
do you
brass.
want it to be like pretty, bro?
Nah, just needs to disperse heat evenly.
Then 2 gold for that, bro.
Take that.
Cha.
I need something to catch the condensation above.
Like a beaker.
Yeah, something like that. You have one of those?
Of course, bro.
How much are those?
It's also in the alchemy set.
I'll take that.
It's another 4 gold, bro.
Okay,
So
so-
more specialized, like the curly Q here at the end.
I do.
Righteous!
I do like that. That's pretty cool. And finally, I need a Bunsen burner, which I'm assuming would be in the
Bunsen burner.
alchemy kit.
Bro, I can just sell you the whole kit for 25 gold.
No, he wants to piece it out.
I feel like I actually saved money by doing it this way, though.
A little bit, yeah.
What else would I get in the kit, though?
A bunch of vials here.
Okay, I'll take the kit.
10 vials, brah.
I'll take the kit.
Done.
25 gold. That had everything.
And
the
everything,
reagent.
and the reagent,
So 30 gold.
total.
All right, it's been a pleasure doing business with you.
Hang loose, brah.
Yeah, you too.
Shaka.
So I then head back.
Corland's love with you, brah.
You too.
Deuces.
I head back and I find a quiet corner and I start my experiment.
Okay, so you, at night, after everyone else has gone to sleep, take out the rag and first you just use regular water and the reagent to bind to the blood. And then you kind of wring it out into the brass and you essentially, using centripetal force, begin to separate it out. You have a little mechanism that spins it, and then you heat it, and as it heats, the reagent that bound to the blood rises to the top and separates from the the embalming fluid which had mixed with it. And so the embalming fluid sunk to the bottom, the blood moved to the top, and then the Bunsen burner evaporates it, and you catch it in your beaker, and it still stills down, and just you get a couple of drips of the pure distilled blood from the cloth.
Okay. I put the topper on the vial, and I have an external monologue of, well, I tried the Minotaur blood and that had an effect, and I tried the brass dragon blood and I don't know, maybe that had an effect, and maybe there's something to this.
You have been feeling hardier since taking the brass dragon blood, tougher, if you will.
Got it.
Yeah.
I feel tough. Like every level I get +2 on my HP.
Tough feet.
Yep. So I feel like something happened there, and we don't know what's going on with this Thorid fellow, so I swish it around a little bit, take off the top, and look around, see that no one's watching, because
I swear if this makes us related.
even Eli realizes that this is kind of weird, and he downs it.
Okay, so you down it, and
Minus 2 HP every level.
and immediately you feel the salty, irony taste.
It's a good year.
Your body, you feel your body tense, and you feel your head. It feels like, you know how when you have that medicine head, where you feel kind of just foggy,
Just like
disembodied.
always was.
You kind of feel that medicine head feeling where you're just out of it, and then all of a sudden your senses sharpen and you feel almost an awareness beyond yourself, and then you're back to your normal. So you get the sense that blood had some sort of effect on this extrasensory ability.
Okay.
And you go to bed. Sola, it's day 10, or day 7 for you.
Day 7, okay.
Yep. You made your way out of the Temple of Selune, and you were told to seek out the glow. So you've been searching the mountainside, and it's a big mountain. So I need you to roll an investigation check. Actually, I'm sorry, this would be perception to see what you can see.
Oh, actually, no, that's even better.
Yeah, perception's even better.
14.
14. So you spend the rest of the night looking, and you do a pretty thorough sweep of a large swath of kind of the bottom third of the mountain. And it took you a while to even get there, because it's not like, oh, I'm just going to go climb up the mountain.
Right.
You kind of had to go outside of the city, towards the ocean, and then back up to the mountain from the ocean. That's the most accessible it is. But you don't see anything that really sticks out at you. Are you going to continue to search the next day into the night?
Yes.
Okay, so roll another perception.
13 again.
So you search throughout the day and find nothing, but you also know that you were told the nighttime is the best time to see the luminescence of the moon. So search again.
I guess. 21.
And so as you make your way up higher and higher on the mountainside, the area that you need to search dwindles. It just gets more perilous.
Feels like home.
And you are accustomed to mountaineering. It's part of what made you so dexterous as you learned to leap from precipice to precipice, like the mountain goats you used to watch. And you find on a sheer cliff face, you see it about 40 feet above you, a glow emanating from the stone. And you get the sense, while this doesn't seem to be a flower, you've found a glow. But in order to get there, you're going to need to climb the sheer face up. So I need you to roll a dexterity. This is a acrobatics. Because it's not so much that you are climbing, so much as bounding up.
26.
And you see the footholds, and it's almost as if they're arranged in such a way that someone could bound up there pretty quickly if they knew what they were doing. So you see this, and you kind of parkour style, 1 foot to 1 foot, up 40 feet in a matter of seconds. Boom, 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 boom. Grab on and kind of flip yourself up at the top and land. And you look ahead, and the glow isn't there anymore. It's just a dark cave that goes into the mountain.
Do I see a glow anywhere else? Does the glow
No, you look out, and it's just the cliff face that continues up. And above you, you see the beak of a giant walking statue, one of the walking statues around the city, that's in the form of a griffin. And you know that you've been told that the mountaintop area, which is where the Griffin Cavalry have their base, is near that. So you get the sense that maybe another 100 feet up, there might be some sort of a plateau where that is, but you see nothing else around you, just the cave, and your night vision goes about 60 feet, and it's just a straight cave, but you don't see anything.
Okay. Life's a journey, not a destination. And I'm gonna unsheath my sword and stealth my way in.
So you go in stealthily, roll your stealth.
Ooh.
26.
Okay, and so you make your way in, and you don't make a sound. And as you creep further and further, you feel a tap on your shoulder. And you turn, and before you, you see a man who is creeping beside you, who you didn't, in all of your stealthiness and focus, you had no idea he was there.
He's a really sneaky.
Yeah.
And
Anybody's
he
needs.
looks at you with a smile, and he's a human man with a shaved bald head. And he has on almost like a toga that is cut halfway across his chest, one shoulder fully exposed, and you can see immediately that he is jacked. And the toga kind of stops at his knees, and it kind of gives way to strips of cloth that are just tied up down around his ankles, and you see that they're tied up on his forearms and elbows. And he sees you, and he stands up on one foot and kind of puts it over his knee and just goes into what looks to be an almost impossible sitting position as he's holding himself up as if he's sitting in midair, kind of but on one foot balanced there. And as you look at him and regard him, he closes his eyes, and as he does so, his whole body alights and gives off the same type of glow as your hair, which constantly is lit. And he closes his eyes and opens them, and he says, "Hello, my daughter. I am Glauron. It is good to see you." He doesn't look at you. He's kind of looking straight ahead without speaking to you, but not making eye contact with you.
Halam? How did you follow me without me noticing?
The way of the monk is one of stealth and precision.
Did you call me your daughter?
Yes.
That is impossible. I grew up many, many miles from here.
Okay. Tell me, why are you?
Why am I here? Or why am I me?
He continues to look straight ahead, doesn't answer you.
Well, it started with a dragon attack, I suppose. Whole village was killed. I must exact revenge on my people. Not revenge, but justice. And then you're stronger as a team than you are by yourself. So I banded together with some friends. Well, 2 of them aren't quite friends yet, but I'm working on it. And then perhaps we can go back and have justice on this dragon once and for all. Why are you, Master?
I am, for the sake of Palo and Salune, the twin lights.
Halo. You can be a servant of both?
Why not? One reflects the other.
That is quite true. I must say, I've never gotten into gods before. I just always went on my own teaching. Servant of none.
Then you cannot know why. There is no why without a higher.
But what happens if you can ascend into a higher?
There are those who try. There are those who have succeeded. There are many more who have failed.
My village being one of those who failed.
He looks at you for the first time now. And as you look at him, you can see for the first time that he is Kalashtar, the same race as you.
It is your father. Maury, get him on Maury. DNA test. You are the father.
And he says, "What happened to your people?" remains to be seen.
There's not much left to see except for charred huts.
Yes. So it seems.
I didn't see any bodies.
Tell me, why have you sought me?
Why have I sought you? I was merely looking for a flower. It was you who quite surprised me.
What were you seeking?
The luminescence of the moon.
What were you told to seek?
A light, a glow.
And so you have found me.
You don't look like a flower to me.
Please pick him.
I kind of look under. I take things literally, okay?
No.
What's
We
his name?
know.
Palam?
What's his last name?
I don't remember.
Glauron.
Huh?
Glauron.
Glaura.
Flower on.
Inspiration for the DM.
No! Unsubscribe to us.
Come. Thank you so much for the inspiration, guys. We love it. Really appreciate it.
Seriously.
He stops in his meditative stance, stands and starts walking further into the cave, and holds up a hand and gives one gesture towards you.
I'm gonna follow him. Wisdom is difficult to gather. Tell me, would you be willing to teach me some of your ways?
He stops and turns. Are you worthy?
That is quite a long question. Who can determine worthiness? I strive to be worthy.
You strive. That is good. Show me.
Show me what you got.
To be worthy? Can it
And
be proved in anything
in a
else?
lightning
Oh.
fast movement, he puts his hand out and stops it right in front of your face and flicks you in the nose, and then takes it back and says, "Show me," and gets into a defensive position.
Sola's gonna die in a cave.
Okay. Are you sure you would like me to attack you, Master?
As you do that, you see him do an incantation, and a brilliant white light flashes in front of him, covers his body, and his entire body now glows in a vibrant
He's like you on steroids.
glow.
He is.
And he just looks at you, and a small smile just creases the edge of his lips, waiting for you to attack.
Another inspiration for DM.
You're gonna
one
kill me in
also
this
for
fight,
Eli.
man.
And for
Come
me.
on.
And one for Eli.
Woo! Thanks.
Thank you.
But mostly thank
Alright.
you for the DM.
Can we pay to remove inspiration?
Go ahead.
Here's
Really?
$100.
I'm ready for it.
Go ahead, Sola.
Nothing is impossible to the willing mind. And with my short sword, I'm gonna attack. Oh, it was almost a 20. Crap.
Is it a one?
Two.
It was a 2, so 8, 9, 10.
So you take a swing, and he simply and continues to look at you.
I'm gonna do unarmed strike. $22.
And as you strike, you go to hit him, and you think that you're going to make contact, and at the last second, he parries it away.
Oh, he's the best.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna need like.
Continue.
You don't have any inspiration?
No. I think that was. I just keep attacking.
Okay. So that was the. Well,
That
you
was
could
my
do your flurry of blows, but
I'm gonna use a key. Can I borrow my pen back?
sure. You need a
Where
pencil.
is it? Oh.
Do you need a pencil?
I'm gonna use patient defense actually.
Okay. So he looks at you as you kind of stay, and you get into your own defensive stance,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, "Ah, smart, well played." So he takes his
And he
attack
uppercuts you in the
at
face.
disadvantage.
He actually just takes
Okay. And that is a 19 to hit.
That's just hits.
And so he doesn't go quickly. He kind of reaches for you, and you're like, what do I do? Do I grab him and parry him? And then just as you're about to step aside, he swipes your feet out as your attention was on his hand entirely. And you fall to the ground, and he follows it up with a slam into your chest.
Ooh.
And that is a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And he does to you.
40.
Yeah, right.
Where are my d12s?
Yeah?
You got inspiration.
Ah,
Level
thanks.
18 monk here.
Seriously.
That's 26 damage to you.
Oh, wow. Good. She's gonna die in a cave.
How much are you down?
And as your eyes
Not there.
kind of get the wind knocked out of you, he then bends over and picks you up and puts you down, and he says, again. And as he picked you up, you're healed 15 health.
He's a cleric monk.
So you need to learn everything this guy does.
Yeah, right? Apparently my patience wasn't quite patient enough. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Your inspiration is just a d6,
D6.
isn't it?
No, inspiration is advantage on a roll.
Oh.
That was 2 crit fails right in a row.
2 crit fails in a row?
What?
They should
Oh,
have
no.
named the bardic
Yeah.
one differently.
On inspiration, man! So you punch,
I'm gonna lose him.
and this time he dodges, and you slam your fist into the wall.
It was with my sword. It was
Okay,
my
you
short
hit
sword.
you short, and so that one with one of the +1 still.
My,
Oh no, that was with
I'll
your
use a
new
better
sword.
guy. So it's
Yep.
my new sword.
Continue. Yep.
Keep going.
Next attack. Yep.
Okay, it's my unarmed strike.
Heavy one.
15, 16. It's gonna miss because 22
Yeah,
missed.
22 missed.
So he just steps back as you attack.
I'll use flurry of blows.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be impossible to hit this guy, but 25.
25. So he steps back and you miss with the sword. You then come around with starting to have the anger build, and you punch and he parries it again. And this time, as you move for your flurry of blows, you bring your knee up right into his side, and he roll your damage.
Yes. 8.
8.
Such a dookie dog.
He pushes it off.
You dead-legged him.
You are worthy. Enough. Follow me.
I'm gonna kind of do the little bow and be like, thank you, master.
And he turns and then turns back to you. He turns back to you and punches you in the chest again.
Really?
And that's a natural 20.
Oh!
Did
And
you use your inspiration?
no, that was just straight up. You go, your entire body, I need you to roll a constitution save.
Oh, what just happened here?
Puts the soul out of it.
18.
Yeah.
No.
18.
Soul
Your,
ending.
your entire body goes,
You gotta.
can't
I
move,
gotta.
and you
love
are
you.
stunned.
Everybody else gets one.
Inspiration frenzy!
And then he says to you, here, 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 and here are your weak points. Do you feel them? And he hits them with each of his fingers, avoiding any unmentionable parts.
Like your weenus.
He's not violating you in any way. He's showing you, he's teaching you.
Do I feel?
Yeah,
the
he
point?
says, when you strike, focus your key here, 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 and here. Practice this, and in time you will be able to stun your opponents. But for now, I will show you how to maximize the damage that you deal. And he goes and he begins to turn on his foot. With one hand, he heals you, and as he turns, he comes around with his foot and smashes you across the face.
What is going on?
He is an interesting teacher.
I like this guy.
It's like the nuns.
And the crit damage, 6, 12, that's 20 damage on the first one, but then he healed you back another 15 points,
Oh my gosh.
and then he hit
This
you
is an
again
abusive relationship.
for 7 damage.
So 20.
We have 7 left.
I slap you and I heal you. Slap
I
you.
love you, but I hate
And so
you.
he says, now feel this. And as he hits you, he does it slowly enough where you feel him adjust. He is precise enough so that when he hits, he actually adjusts where he's hitting you and pushes further into the weak point in your flesh. And he says, some call this a savage attack. Practice this. And for the next several hours, he goes through this rhythm of beating you down, but then letting you practice on himself, so that you're hitting him and he says, no, adjust. And he begins to teach you the different pressure points and teach you how to maximize the damage of the attacks that you deal. And as the sun begins to rise the next day, he says, follow. And he goes, continues through the cave, and you come out on the other side of the mountain. And as you sit staring out over the ocean, watching the sunrise together,
I don't want to, but my role says yes.
he turns to you and he gives you a bouquet of flowers that were growing on the other side of the cave, on this outcropping that was fed by both moonlight and sunlight. And he gives you a bouquet of luminescence of the moon. And he says, I believe this is what you are looking for.
What my original goal was, but I had found something much greater. Thank you, Master. Can I find you here again when we go back to Waterdeep?
Yes, I believe that is what the light has in order.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I will look into these gods and see and discover more about them.
As well you should. Lux, go with you.
Lux. That is the second time someone has.
He jumps off into the ocean below.
This guy's awesome.
This guy is awesome.
As long as he doesn't join.
Yeah, he
Alright.
is. Yes.
I'm just gonna kind of
There was a reason why I had to leave
stare
the
out
last
a little
part.
bit,
He had some trading.
out into the ocean, look back up in the mountain, thinking of my hometown and the training I received from them and then from him. And then I'll make my way back down.
Okay. So that took up essentially the rest of your time.
Mm-hmm.
And now we move.
I've got some pretty flowers. I go skipping.
And you're black and blue.
It is
And
true.
she's also been missing for 4 days.
And you go back and you basically just sleep the next several days as your body kind of recovers. But you took a beating, but it's like after you exercise where you hurt, but it's a good hurt.
It's a good
Right.
burn. It's a deep burn.
That's right.
I don't know if you heard me, I did over 1,000 of them there.
All right. So, Jax.
Oh.
Good luck.
Go to
Roberta!
jail.
Roberta, I've been waiting for you.
Huh?
And as you look, you see the Griffin Cavalry knight who had alighted and questioned you in the square when you had used the Periton as a distraction to get the Flax family out tonight. Excuse me, Flax family out to Nightstone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same, except he's not in his Griffin Cavalry armor. He's plainclothes.
Yes! I could do that.
He's plainclothes.
Okay.
And he looks
That's
at
a whole
you and
different
he says, Roberta, I've been waiting for you. We really need to talk.
Oh.
And roll perception.
Go to jail, go to jail.
Oof, I am not very perceptive today. 4.
The only thing that you can tell, apart from his seriousness and joy at finding you, is a hint of alcohol on his breath.
This is easy.
Yeah.
You got this easy.
So he looks at you and he says, "It's not safe to talk here. Do you know somewhere we can talk?"
I just came from a bar. You sound like you need one. Do you want to go back in?
Well, you're in the Flair's Maw still.
No, I was walking out of the Flair's Maw, I thought.
He kind of caught you.
Okay.
You didn't quite exit.
I will turn around and walk into the bar.
Okay. Well, he was referring to the Flair's Maw as the place that wasn't safe to talk.
Dang it. I want people around me.
Or do you?
Tell Zeus to go home if it goes that way.
Yeah.
His young eyes aren't ready for that.
Very old.
What do you need to talk about this late at night? I mean, it's like late.
He looks around. Come here. And he pulls you over to the same booth that he was sitting in.
Okay.
And
Bring my dog.
Zeus follows you.
Okay, good.
And he's, oh, nice dog.
Yes, he's a recent party addition.
He looks pretty strong. Ruff.
He likes to be told that, but deep down he's a teddy bear.
Ruff. Well, this guy leans in and he looks at you and he says, "My name is Keeper Doran Bellabranta."
Nice to meet you, Boren.
Doran.
Dorit. Sorry.
As you know, I am with the Griffin Cavalry. Well, I was with the Griffin Cavalry. I reported the Blackwood lead that you gave me to my superior officer. And 2 days later, I was relieved of my commission after years and years of training. And he takes another drink.
This is why I run people. That is very unfortunate. What happened?
I received no answers from my upper command. I was blacklisted. After a week or so, I started to keep tabs on the Blackwoods myself during the day. And decided to see if I could find you here at night, because you were told me the truth. So I've been stalking out the Flair's Maw, and lo and behold, you finally showed up. Figures you're a shifter. No wonder I didn't find you sooner.
Yeah. Ow! What do you mean? You mean like a shift worker?
No, I just watched you turn from an old lady into the pretty one before me.
Well, thanks for thinking I'm pretty.
It's all in the makeup.
I was out of town for a couple of days, visited a couple of towns over, so I'm recently back in the area. What did you find on the Blackwoods?
Before that, I need you to tell me exactly what happened that day in the square.
Ooh, just how to remember.
Honestly, that entire day was so chaotic. I was in the big market square when the first one attacked. And I mean, people died in front of me. I have been having nightmares of that day ever since. And to be quite honest, I can't tell what happened versus the monstrosities in my head, because sometimes I think that the second attack people got ripped apart right in front of me. And then another time it just flew off. This whole day has been, it's honestly just a blur to everything. I am not used to this kind of destruction.
The Periton attack was 4 days after the first.
Nope, it was definitely the first day. The same day.
No, it wasn't.
See, I am not
Why
remembering much.
were you in the square?
The first
I need-
time,
Look at
I was
me.
at a bar.
Look at me. I need you to be honest. Why were you in that square when that second Periton illusion manifested?
I think I was looking for fish for dinner.
Roll deception.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
There you go.
Wait, isn't it just adding a D4 to your roll?
No.
No,
No.
So they should have named
Yeah.
Bardic Inspiration something different.
Oh, okay.
What am I doing? Deception?
Yes.
Deception.
22.
I'm going to use my inspiration on
He has more inspiration than I do.
He'll use it once.
You're lying to me.
What'd you roll?
25.
Dang it.
Roll whatever he wants.
Yeah, I know.
I rolled a 10 and an 18.
I rolled a 16 and a 15. That first day in the square, I lost something really important to me. That second day in the square, I'd do anything to get it back.
It's a good non-answer.
So you weren't there looking for fish.
I mean, if I happen to stumble across some, honestly, I've been having a craving. When you've been eating nothing but beer and rations. How can I trust you? Clearly you got a little something going on. Sounds like a lot of personal issues.
Stella, what can I do for you? Fish. He orders some fish.
I should have picked a sexier food.
Sushi, maybe?
Yes, of course. I will bring this out immediately for you two. And the poop. He'll have fish too. Yes, of course. I will be there.
Probably.
Yeah, he really likes manly food. He wants my attention.
I know that the Flaxes lived in that square. And I've learned that the Blackwoods have been looking for Lennis Flax and Thorig Branross. Why were you in that square?
I guess me and the Blackwoods might line up a little bit more. Coming at different angles though, like a parallel street, but like definitely not going together like we're at opposite intersections.
So you're incongruent?
They come in like, what's that one thing where they just like hit and then they never see each other again? One of those. I was not very smart.
I'm just gonna cut right to the chase.
Honestly, I think that's better for everybody here.
Do you have any idea where either of those two men are?
Actually, no.
Roll deception.
Wait, I honestly don't know because we never followed up on Lennis, and I don't know where Thorig is.
You know exactly.
We know where Lennis is.
No, I know where he's supposed to be, but we never
No,
saw
we
him
saw
yet.
him.
we did. Yeah, we did.
Why do I'm awful at this, guys?
Inspiration for Jack.
Oh, you might not have been here.
Ooh, inspiration for Jax. I still have one other inspiration, I
Ooh,
think.
this is an inspiration off.
You can determine the fate of the
Where is he
game.
again?
Do you have inspiration?
He's in Nightstone.
That's what I thought.
With his entire family.
Yeah.
With his entire
Who
family.
you
Working
all-
at the store.
We
You all-
literally said, "Hey, bye,
That was
Flaxes."
the first,
Yeah.
the first 4 weeks of this game.
No, I thought we just dropped off the family, and I never followed up with Lennis.
Yes.
It might have been the first
No,
12
I
weeks
think
of
in
this.
Hannah's defense, I think you missed the session
Yeah.
when you left and
Yeah, Okay. Do I want to use an inspiration here?
Do it.
Yeah, because I'm.
Find out after you roll.
Can I?
Yeah, you don't
right.
need to declare it ahead of time.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
probably want to use one.
Full show.
Am I deceiving again?
17.
I'll be using my second inspiration.
Yes! At least I ate away his inspiration.
18 on the die.
Oh!
25. You saw it, right?
That's those
Yeah.
dice that like says what the number is.
Now, are you gonna hold her not knowing that against her?
You're still lying to me.
Okay. Yep, that's it.
Which tells me that you do know where they are. Which is all I really needed to know.
They would be an incorrect statement.
Okay. Who do you know?
Well, why would I tell you that?
That's a fair question. The only way I'm going to reclaim my good name is if I can prove what happened with those Blackwood guards is true. The Bellabranta family have been in the Griffin Cavalry for generations. My great-grandfather was the Sky Chief. And I have been kicked out. I cannot stand by that. Now, my house isn't safe to return to. The Blackwoods seem to have eyes and ears everywhere, and after looking into their affairs for a few days, I noticed them tailing me. I managed to lose them eventually, but I know they're keeping an eye on my home, so I don't want to go there.
Wait, whoa. Time out. Are we... You also don't like the Blackwoods?
Am I getting that here?
Yeah, you're picking up what I'm putting down.
Okay. Oh, well, in that case...
Once you got fired.
I thought he didn't like me for getting
How did
fired.
you miss that?
I don't know.
It was there was a lot of eye contact. Honestly, I was a little distracted. You've got gorgeous eyes.
All the crazy eyes over there.
Listen. I can help you take down the Blackwoods and get your good name restored. At the agreement that either Thorig or Lennis, whoever I know the location of, doesn't get hurt. And you don't hurt the other one, even though I don't know where they are.
I want to keep them safe. Frankly, in my snooping, I've been able to learn that the Blackwoods don't really give a lick about Lennis Flax. They only want him to get to Branross. Apparently they paid him a lot of money to track some bounty hunter, and they lost him. And then they set he and his halfling friend up for the murder of their son. Now I know a way that we can track Branross down, and if I can find Branross, then we can really stick it to the Blackwoods.
Can I insight him?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, hey, look. I'm skilled in that.
There's a fire in the City of Splendor, and you hear the siren in the background.
Wars.
They have engines here.
Yeah.
12.
He
Your dice cracked
seems
too.
Yeah, I know.
intently honest.
Okay.
Um,
That is an interesting proposition.
Now, I know whether we can track Thorig down. But I'm going to need a griffin to make it happen.
Well, it just so happens that both me and a friend of I have very sticky fingers.
That's good. We're going to need them.
Also, speaking of sticky fingers, do you want to come back to my house?
Oh! I thought we were making a bar, not a
Brothel of
It's
Brothel.
No, that's what my office is.
Here is your fish, you two lovebirds.
Just kind of toss it to the dog. All of it. That's a power move.
He eats it up. And
I hope it's deboned.
Doran catches some of it and starts eating it himself.
Some of that was for me.
A little hungry. And so you start making your way back to Troll Skull Manor, I take it?
Sure.
And as you walk...
Can I be sneaky with him? Can I tell him we need to
Are
be
you going
sneaky?
to stealth? Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll stealth?
Can I tell him to be sneaky?
Yep. Okay, you rolled a 15.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Rolls are poop today. 11.
Okay, so you guys make your way out. And you think you're unseen. And as you're going, he kind of whispers this information to you.
You're here.
No, he says, I know of a black market trader.
This guy's great.
Trades in all manner of exotic creatures by the name of Anaruk. He's a member of the Zent in the dock ward. Last I heard, he has a griffin for sale.
Oops. Member of Zent. Should have saved our money.
The Zentarum.
Wait, don't. We're gonna go steal the thing.
How do you
Now, so you guys go and you arrive at Troll Skull Manor. You live here.
Has construction begun on this place?
No.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
It's
we gave
about
them money though, didn't we?
it's
No, I'm
about
on day 2.
Yeah.
No,
it's,
you pay 50 at first and 50 at the end.
it's about
That's how you hold them.
so this was day 5, right?
You
So
spent
this
a lot
is
of
this
days
is
looking
this
for
is the end of day 5.
Okay.
So it's about 2 in the morning as you guys arrive.
Yeah. You scared?
No. Lead the way.
I'm gonna walk in.
Okay, he follows right behind you.
Insane. We're not going any further.
And so he
Barry
has
White starts playing. Ain't good enough for your little baby.
he has a
Marvin
restless night of sleep. And wakes up the next morning and he tells you,
Does he have to walk down the hall to tell me?
at breakfast,
Ah!
he tells you
I need to get jealous.
Me?
Yes.
Oh.
that he
I am.
says, look, and this is kind of early morning before anyone else is up. He says, I need a couple of days to get some things together. I need 5 days.
We don't have that.
And
Well, I
then we
think
can
we're here for 5 more.
then we can go and we can check out Anaruk. Now, but listen,
We just have to leave
do you know
stealing
anyone
things.
else who can help us? If things turn ugly, we're either going to have to get out of there quick or fight our way out.
Yeah, I have a whole team. Do you think I live in this house by myself? I definitely mentioned it before, right?
Oh, you have other people here?
Yeah, no, I've got people who are really good at punching things and stealing things, and I've got this one thing that's like, it's like kind of a thing, but if we're gonna be a thing, then that's totally on the back burner. And there's this one chick who you'll hate, and there's this one guy who I hate, but yeah, I've got some friends.
We're all friends.
Oh, so they're all here in this house?
I mean, I don't know if they're here right now.
Okay, I thought you'd have been a little quieter last night. All right.
Wait, what did he say?
I ain't here either.
Should have kept her Twitch out.
That would be the implication.
Anyway, he says, okay, I'll be back in 5 days here. You get your friends ready, and then we're going to go to the dock ward.
Where are you going?
I need to go and make sure that that griffin's still there.
I'm gonna go with you.
Okay. So you go to the.
I'm gonna write a note of my whereabouts.
Okay. So you go with him for the next 5 days, and he essentially takes very meticulous care to get into the dock ward through some back alleys that you didn't even know
Just to
existed.
make sure you wouldn't trade me in.
So you learn some new ways into the dock ward that don't go through the main thoroughfare.
Okay.
That could be handy.
You avoid essentially the guard patrols that have been set up and almost the stockade to get in, because it's a war zone. Maybe that's a little bit too aggressive.
It's a gang zone.
There's a lot of fighting that's been going on
Yeah.
between the Zentarum and the Xanathar. And so you stake out Anarux, and you find there's 2 warehouses. So you're in the dock ward here, and there's 2 warehouses.
My note, by the way, said team meeting on day 10.
Got it there. Or I might die.
And so there's a main road here.
I put that in my book.
The docks are
Oh boy.
behind,
Are you by yourself?
and there's two main warehouses. One that's smaller, that looks to be about 1.5 stories, and then there's a much larger one that looks to be about 2.5 stories.
Okay.
Out
Please don't put my
front,
mini on the board yet.
out front,
I don't know. Maybe.
you see just a guard standing.
I'm gonna be sex traded.
Pretty much.
Be a big burly man.
You would be. Well,
And this
no
is
time
not
out.
my choice. This
She
is
would
not my
actually be a hit in
choice.
that world because she can
Is
be
it
either
ever?
thing.
It's true.
So there are just people standing out front.
You didn't have to go with them.
As you kind of take this in, he just settles in to stake it
I
out.
blame the woman, Jake.
And there's not a lot of commerce that you see. There's not a lot of commerce that goes through the front. It seems that a lot of things are unloaded right from
The dog.
the docks. And you see, over the course of the next 5 days, you see all manner of different clientele make their way in. There doesn't seem to be any violence here, although you hear stuff further down the docks. You guys are kind of staked in the attic of like an old house. That kind of gives you a vantage point in, kind of farther down the way. And you see what looks to be the crest of a noble family, guards that kind of go.
A
and
Blackwood crest?
It's not a Blackwood crest. It's a crest you don't recognize.
Wasn't
And you
my
see
step.
you see them exit with a large on a wagon with a large crate draped over. So you get the sense that they purchased one of the creatures. You have no idea what creature it was.
Did you describe the crest?
So the crest is.
I guess you don't have to. I'm not there. That's
Yeah.
just Jake wanting them.
Yeah, I can give you a picture of the crest next time. I didn't have that prepared. But you guys, you see that? You see other people come with, some get dogs. By the way, I'm assuming that Zeus didn't go with you for this.
Correct.
Yeah. Some of them get dogs which look like they've been trained, almost attack dogs, guard dogs type of thing. You see one come out that looks like a dog, but its entire head is covered with a black cloth, and it's got 8 legs and a long tail,
That's a spider.
and it kind of trundles along into the cart.
Giant one's fine.
You heard in the conversation. Roll a investigation.
13.
So in the conversation about Eli, Rygar, Vincent, and Hold's travels to the Frostfell. Was it you four?
Yeah.
Morthos, were you there?
The Frostbite, yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Rygar wasn't
no,
there.
It was 4 people.
So it was you four who were there in the Frostfell. You heard them describe to you fighting a beast that turned things to stone called a basilisk, and this kind of matches the description, and would explain why its head and eyes are covered. So you get the sense through that this place is a purveyor of all manner of different creatures to wealthy clientele who are looking for perhaps guard animals, but also just people who are looking for a fancy pet.
So what's your plan? Are you gonna buy it, or why are we just watching this?
He said, so as you've watched this, no one has come out with anything flying. So it gets to day 9, and he says, okay, I need you to just watch my back. And he goes down and approaches this guy here.
No, wait, I need my team!
And
I'm useless!
he has a little conversation and then comes back to you and he says, they say the griffin's still for sale. 3,000 gold. I don't have that kind of money. I don't think you have that kind of money, do you?
I don't.
Well, then that means we either gotta go in there and trade something for it, or we get in, you get me on a griffin, I fly out, and you guys run away. Or
How about I go on the
or
griffin
fight
with
him off.
you? How about I go on the griffin with you?
I can take a rider,
Just
a
one.
passenger.
How many people are inside?
I didn't see inside. It's all boarded up. There's 3 outside. Then they've been you've seen this. These 3 out here have been rotating. Different guards come and go, but they're all standing out. I don't know which of the warehouses the griffin's in, though.
I'm gonna guess the taller ones.
That would make a lot of sense, but that also is obvious. They don't always do the obvious. Anyway,
So what's
we
your
can-
plan?
I want to talk with your team and form a plan with them.
Okay, let's go back.
So they go back. You're on day 10. You're all together. You're introduced to Doran Bellabranta. Keeper Doran Bellabranta. Former keeper Doran Bellabranta.
Any other
regional manager.
things to add to that?
Well, keeper's the first rank of the Griffin Cavalry.
Okay. So that's not a name.
Sky Chief is the highest rank.
His grandfather was
the
Sky
Sky
Chief.
Chief?
Great grandfather.
Great grandfather.
Did I say grandfather? Or
I don't remember.
You said grandfather.
Grandfather.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this is Doran. He followed me around for a couple of days.
What?
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
Is he staying here?
You haven't noticed?
No.
We've been a little busy.
That was
I have.
mountain for the
Thank you,
I
Hold.
watched.
I watched.
I was in the room.
Just charging.
Just looking out for you.
So he wants to either purchase or steal a griffin.
Why?
Why?
Why would we do this?
Not going to do it.
Stealing.
Okay, maybe she's not the one to ask, but he somehow, I'm still not quite sure how, can take down the Blackwoods and restore justice to this city.
The Blackwoods are not our battle to fight, however. We have been given a task.
They're my battle to fight.
They
Like
set up
a
Thory
team.
Ross for a murder he didn't commit.
They're pretty unjust, Sola.
I was on the Griffin Cavalry. I investigated the case. It was a setup job, but we had no one else, and they have powerful pull. So they sent him to the gallows because he did them wrong in some other way.
How did he do them wrong?
I guess he was commissioned to track some bounty hunter to follow, and watch a group of people as they went out west into the Forlorn Hills, and then they never came back.
What did the people who have the griffin do to you?
When I told them about the Blackwood guards who were staking out the Flax residence, trying to find Lennox by baiting him with his family, well, I lost my job 2 days later.
It's not a
That
coincidence.
is quite unfortunate. However, the ends don't justify the means. Justice must be played out righteously.
Yeah, which is why the Blackwoods are bad.
Was it righteous that they were trying to kill an innocent man?
As I said, it was incorrect.
How
Justice needs to be
How much
served.
is this griffin?
Are you
How much
familiar
is the
with-
griffin?
Are you familiar with poaching?
Yes, I know of it.
Anaruk just kills innocent animals, takes what he can get, steals them from other people, and retrades them on his market.
Does he do this
Again,
to horses?
justice must be served. However, does one bad justify, even if the one bad causes good, does that justify the good?
We can
It
set the
depends.
griffin free afterwards. It's what you should do anyway.
I feel like there must be a way to do it honorably.
Sure, buy it. You have $3,000 of gold.
3,000?
3,000.
Gold?
That's
Black
what he's
market
asking
griffin.
for.
Close to that.
For something that should be free.
Or
I like the druid lady. She understands.
we can steal it.
I am all for that. I'm sure there are other valuables in this place.
Tons. It's a
I
black
would-
market.
And other things we can set free.
I mean, I
Fine.
need to make sure this guy's not lying to me. So, I'm inciting this whole story. 11.
He is intently expressing the truth to you.
Okay, so let's hypothetically say we help you free
All right, we're
the
doing
griffin.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do then?
Well, the next part of the plan involves someone who knows Thorig.
Okay.
We need that person to send a message to him via a paper bird.
Don't have any of those.
The bird will fly the
But
fastest
do I
route
have to know
to
what it is?
Thorig. The only way to track it.
We've done that. We've used that.
Mm-hmm.
The only way
Oh.
to track it is through the air.
So you want to send a message, send a tweet, if you will, and follow it.
I'll follow it with her, and then you guys follow us.
On the ground, I'm
How
assuming.
will we know how to
On your horse.
follow you?
We're going to follow the
You can
giant
see us
flying
from the
bird.
air.
But you said if it was moving quickly, will we
They
be able
travel
to
about
keep
11
up?
kilometers an hour.
My horses can do that. Easy.
Okay.
Your
I
horses
will allow
can
you
carry
to use
everyone.
one of
So how do we
my
carry this
paper
out?
birds, but I do require an exchange of information as well.
Of course.
Could you tell me anything about this circlet? And I'm gonna pull up hell.
I haven't seen that since my grandfather's days.
I forgot about that. That was good.
That's the rank of Sky Talon,
Sky Tower.
the third level. It's high up.
Totally infiltrate.
And that's an older version of it.
Guess not.
How old?
They change them out every couple of decades. That's probably 50 or 60 years old, which isn't uncommon. We have elves and half-elves who serve for a long time.
Is there anything else that you could tell me about it?
I mean, not many people make it to Sky Talon. Even fewer. I should just keep the ranks out in front of me. Make it to Sky Warden or Sky Chief. Most of us are just keepers and aces.
And is there any specific designation for the individual, or is it?
Talons are like commanders. They lead. They're the frontline leaders. Wardens and chiefs, they're more administrators. So,
Are there possibly records that
absolutely.
have this information and
That'd be at the mountaintop area.
at the headquarters?
Once we restore your position, would you be able to help my friend?
Of course. With whatever I can.
Thank you.
And I'm assuming you have other inside intelligence into the city of Waterdeep.
I know a lot. I've seen it from the sky for a long time. There's a lot you learn up there.
I know light will eventually quench the darkness. Is there a way to bring down this entire gang? To stop it once and for all? Oh, yeah. In that way, we will be doing good and we will be setting future animals free, and not just for the purpose of stealing this one, but stopping it for good.
The Zentarum are all over the Sword Coast. They're at war with the Xanathar here in the city. Anything you do to take down a bastion of either will help the other and decrease the influence of one. Currently, the Xanathar have the upper hand. I guess one of the Zentarum bases was taken out earlier.
We
I wonder who did that.
We may have been a part of that
Which one was
by
that?
accident.
That was when we were in that,
Okay, well,
that
No.
warehouse.
Episode 2 Dockward Dealings.
No, the Kenku were causing a ruckus. We cleared the thing out entirely.
That's
We
one.
do that again.
My conscience is clear.
That's one way to look at it. That is.
We could do that again. What if we just destroy this warehouse?
We will make the grounds. I agree. Take this dealing out for good. And then we are
I mean,
not
we're
just
definitely not the
stealing.
bad guys in this case.
I'm sorry that this situation has messed with your life. I am. Truly.
I feel like there's a butt in there.
He's our empath brute.
But honestly,
I figured there was a butt.
this has nothing to do with us.
This has everything to do with us.
It has a lot to do with her.
This has everything to do with me. Thorig is out there. He is alive. Well, he's definitely not dead. At least he's definitely not dead in that one spot where he thought he was dead. But he can't
I said it has nothing to do with us.
ever come.
I said it has nothing to do with us.
He can't come home.
Us.
But if we fail, we can't come home.
Yeah, I mean, we all have personal things we want to take care of, right?
Yeah, that's literally why we're going north, is for you.
No.
Yeah.
I
For his
agree,
sister-
Hold, that this isn't our battle to
I-
fight. However, if we could do good in destroying this warehouse and in stopping the slave trade of animals, isn't that
So
good
the,
for
the
all?
Zentarum are a murder group. They literally go around murdering people.
Now, I'm not condoning
Not unlike us.
stealing.
No.
However, stopping this warehouse
But
may be good for the all.
You are condoning murdering an entire warehouse.
Yes, I am.
Good to see where the line is.
Thank you.
Doran, you don't have family, do you?
I spent my whole life trying to get into the Griffin Cavalry.
How old is he?
So, like, no girlfriend?
Why are you asking that?
Figured that one out, Han.
All right.
Jeez.
If we go,
I'm 24.
Nice.
if we go, we do not throw the first blow.
I would agree.
Okay,
I
Mr.
agree.
Punches Down Doors.
I don't know
Do that
this
anymore?
group.
But can we throw the
the
second,
door
third,
was not a
fourth, and
person.
fifth?
What are we walking into?
Can't we just buy it? Does not anybody have?
We don't have
not
that.
even
I have
type
about
close.
7 coppers to my name.
You're supposed to be buying
need
Kyle
to
and
be Kyle
candy.
and candy.
I already gave him money. That's where all my gold went.
Okay.
What are we going to face? Do we know?
3 gold. I gave him 5.
We don't. We would need to get inside.
Is there any way we could sneak this griffin out so that it's not hard for us?
Anarok watches his animals day and night.
And Anarok, how distractible is he?
Would he notice an additional animal?
Maybe not a small one. Like a mouse.
What's a mouse gonna
What
do
are you
now?
suggesting?
Well, there may be a possibility that we could somehow
What if?
get inside and at least see what's inside.
What if we buy one of their animals and you turn into them and then we return it? Like we say it's, you know,
Defective?
Yeah, it's defective.
I don't believe the
What
black
if-
market would operate that way.
What if we Trojan horse them? What if we go in there looking to purchase? So we would get in under no
We do have a fancy elf.
no weird circumstances, and we can actually scope it out internally.
However,
Fancy elf
then they
with
know our
powerful wizard
faces.
friends who could probably change this guy into a tick that could be placed upon a griffin.
And then what?
And then
Thanks, guys.
we're done making the purchase and leave, even though we decided not to purchase. And he all of a sudden transforms back and flies away.
As I said, that is stealing an animal. I will not condone just stealing. We
But
need to
you'll
shut them
Condone
down.
murdering everybody?
We
to
are
steal the
shutting.
animal?
We are shutting down the slave trade of animals, and that is the only way I will
Are you
participate.
shutting it down?
But we
completely?
also
We
need to
are
make it
hindering
back.
it.
Our house is here.
Okay.
Yeah, like we can't be banned from Waterdeep forever.
We cannot go in
We just invested a lot
pretending
into
to
this
be a
place.
buyer
The
because
dock
then they
ward
know
is
his face.
We're okay.
Not
That's fine.
currently patrolled. If there's any place to have a fight in the city, it's there right now.
Okay, I say we murder them all.
I am with
Let's
you.
go.
Let's go.
We already know. Should we warn Captain Staggard?
No.
Oh,
No.
no. Are you crazy?
Fine.
I still think we should gather information before we kick down the door.
We cannot go in there though with our own faces, or else they'll
I
know
also have a
who
feeling the
did
black
this.
market's not
Cut
going to
off
be
people's
polite
faces.
to window shopping.
Correct.
You can go in and try to haggle and then not come to an agreement and leave.
I
One
would
of you
s-
could go in. Not all of you. They only allow one customer at a time.
They allow one in. How about one that can change their look?
How about one with mind-talky abilities to who can say when they're in trouble, and a
If she sees, she has to have line of sight.
I can only do that if
There's
I
no,
see him.
there's no windows in any of the warehouses. Just
So-
doors.
Again, you're pretty good at persuasion. You can change your form. Why don't you go in there as someone completely different?
okay.
How intelligent is a griffin?
Pretty much, we need to bum rush this place. Right, hold,
I am with
hold.
you. Let's
Are you
just go to the front
determined?
door.
Do you really need to find this guy?
Let's go to the front door.
Yeah. Yes.
Are the animals really getting captured and tortured and sold and treated like crap?
Which is why we need to take down the entire gang.
We can't bust in there until we know.
I start walking out the front door.
That's great.
I'm following.
He has no idea where he's going. Neither do you.
You're right. I don't.
Yeah, that's the dock ward. We all know
Where?
what dock ward
Where's
is.
the dock ward?
I'll walk
That's what I
around.
do.
Okay. So you don't know the back ways in. You're going to have to walk past all the guards. I'm not worried about it. So they'll come back when they don't know where they're going.
I was planning on it.
Yeah. Can we figure
Couple
out
rolls from
a
now.
way to see what's inside before we bum rush? I'm okay with bum rushing, but I'd like to know what
The
we're getting
owl.
into.
Can't you see?
Wouldn't
He
you
has
be
to get
afraid
inside.
that the animal slavers are gonna steal an
It's an
animal?
owl
it's a-
that
it's a
poofs out of
apparition
existence
owl.
and comes
That's
back.
true.
You also see
Only
a
if
flying
they're dead.
cat now on
Yeah.
Morthos' shoulder.
When the hell did you get that?
Uh-huh.
Maybe I won't
What's its
realize
name?
that I don't know.
It's
Brilliant.
Just
William?
walk off a pier.
Hey, William.
Splash.
Ooh.
Do not touch.
All right.
William.
Zeus, where's Zeus?
Alrighty. So Zeus stays at home.
Right by your side, boss.
Thank you, Zeus. Zeus, do you want to come
No.
on this excursion or no?
Naturally, I'll show my might, my skill. It'll be a bully time. Ha ha!
Zeus wants to come, said it'll be a bully time. Zeus, we have one problem though.
We have to watch Kyle and Candy.
We do need you to watch the children, and I don't have any protection for you yet. If you took an arrow, there's nothing to.
Taken an arrow to the knee and lived.
We were an adventurer once. weren't
Yes. I think.
Just one.
we? How about this? If we can pull this off, Zeus, I need you to stay back for this time. They They deal and trade animals. I don't want you to get caught up in that. We need someone to protect the home.
I hate those insensitive jerks.
I agree. Maybe there's something there that we can cover you with when we come back, and then we can bring you along and you can help us rid the world of these...
No. I'll be your inside man.
No.
No.
Zeus, I just found you. I don't want to lose you.
But I'm an animal.
They don't treat animals well there.
So then break me out. Actually, that's probably not a very good plan. I'll just sit here and eat my fish.
Yeah, and I pour him some of my wine into his dog bowl. Actually, into the copper bowl that I'm now using as his dog bowl.
Good year.
Good year.
Inspiration for Zeus?
He licks that wine up real good. All right,
so Holt comes back in.
Ah!
Comes back in.
What's up, bud?
It's all clear out there.
Okay.
We do need to go now.
I agree. We just need to figure out, are you going in as a mouse? Are you going in as a fake benefactor? I just want to know who's in there.
I turned myself into a high elf male.
Okay.
Who is older and distinguished. Very pale skin. Clearly is not a worker.
Commoner outfit.
Who's this?
Fine.
You do need to change your clothes.
I will.
Real tight on you.
Doesn't look that bad.
That's new.
I'm gonna put on my man leather armor.
Okay.
And I am going to. What else am I gonna do? Oh, I've got a disguise kit.
Yeah.
Doesn't that include clothes?
It's more for. It's like fancy makeup and prosthetics.
So
not
I'm gonna put on my male armor. Does anybody have a sword I could just like decorate my side with? Anything?
I hold my sword behind my back.
I thought it was going to be used for good and truth and justice in the American way.
I need this to protect truth and justice in the Waterdeep way.
You're a fancy elf. Don't you have something elven to let's really rock this together?
What about you? You have a sword, Mortos?
Only offer a cloak.
I have a sword she can carry.
Oh.
Do you have clothes that are fancy?
What happened to it?
No.
Nobody wanted it, so I sold it.
Guys, we need to purchase more fancy
You
clothes.
say I'll give you a dagger if you had a sword
This
to
is
give
the
you
black
to
market.
replace
They
it.
don't want.
You want this sword then?
I missed it.
What just happened?
Well, I have Sola's sword still.
So you do have a sword.
Oh, what? Did you forget?
Well, no, you just said you would trade me. Are you telling me?
Oh, yeah,
you were a liar?
Yeah. If you let her use the sword, just take care of this for a while.
Throw it in the ground in front of her.
How do you feel about still becoming a mouse and getting in so we actually have two people on the inside?
Absolutely.
I think
Can you be a snake?
You lied to me.
I think that would be more noticeable.
Well, I'm trying to put together a persona here. I'm clearly interested in exotic animals.
That could work. That if you wore a snake around your neck.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to fluctuate the depth tone of your voice though, if you wanna be convincing.
Well, yeah, of course. We're not
Let's-
there yet.
Let's hear it.
Is this weird? Is this?
That's what I was thinking too.
Just do it.
That's not gonna work at all.
My name is Elzar of the Northern Forest.
I like it.
Yeah.
Except no, stay away from the forest. That's like wood elf. High elves are like haughty
Yeah, they are.
wizards, city folk.
Cursed.
They're
Perhaps of Neverwinter? That is a
sure
city.
you could be from Neverwinter,
Sounds good to me.
or maybe you're here on behalf of someone from Neverwinter, one of the new lords there. That could be a good.
You
cover
could be a
story.
purchaser.
They will ask what kind of
Because the
lord,
nobles
however.
never would come on their own. They'd send a steward in their stead.
Okay, this is getting complicated, but sure. Come on.
Done.
All right.
Sounds like a good plan.
What are you thinking?
Let's go.
Perhaps a boa Snake?
Scarf, that's a book.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you think the snake would
Boo.
work, we can go with that.
There's gonna be a snake
Yes.
around her neck.
Yes.
His neck.
Yes.
Done. Okay. So you all make your way to the
This is gonna be great.
Side
or
note, I do
terrible.
give
Yeah.
Candy
Dock
Kyle
Ward.
the 5 gold.
Yep, so you give them the gold. Zeus stays back with Candy, Kyle, and Freddy.
Yep.
And you.
Are we on
approach-
day 11 technically?
This is day 11.
So construction started on the house.
Construction has
So we've been
begun.
speaking really loud.
On the way there, I
like
tie this
hammering.
around my forehead.
Okay.
Like a ninja.
that?
What color are you
This is what
displaying?
we're gonna do.
Because that will dictate which resistance you have.
Oh yeah, currently it is definitely
Oh shoot! I never tuned my necklace.
it's definitely yellow.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Definitely yellow. It's matching my eyes right now.
It's
Okay.
definitely
It's
Your
yellow.
eyes are yellow?
It's definitely
Got it.
lightning.
Okay, so you see that Hold has a yellow kerchief around his knee. Did you use that what you said?
Oh no, I'm a ninja.
Oh, you're
Ninja.
okay. Bandana.
I love it.
I quite enjoy that color.
It matches your eyes.
It matches.
That's not what it's for. He told me that it's gonna protect me, but so that's all.
So you make your way, and you see the smaller warehouse next to the larger warehouse. Which one are you approaching?
The larger one.
Okay, so you walk up
It's a
to.
bluff or a double bluff.
Are you approaching the large double door or the? Actually, they're both large double doors.
I want the main large double door.
So that would be the one here. So you
Hoity
approach,
toity.
And we're all just following her.
and
I think we're
Oh,
in the
yes, we
overlook.
have faces now.
Oh.
Milsine, you're in your snake form, but you're right behind her.
Are we in the overlook where they were before?
So you guys are kind of on the.
Yeah, around my neck.
You're in the
Frosting
alleys
one
around the
arm,
side.
biting one on the other.
Just sitting there. You're staying inconspicuous, but you're also not fly casual, but don't look like you're trying to fly casual. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not like trying to hide, but you're also not just out in the open.
Vincent, do you think you could send your bird just up to see if we can see anything going on
Yeah.
exterior wise?
So, go on, Tony.
So Tony flies up. Where are you sending Tony?
And where are we? On the side of the warehouse?
We're on an alley not shown.
Just trying to get.
So you guys are all kind of right off map, right over here.
So I get a look at the front of the warehouse, see how many guards are there.
So you see, as he flies around, you see the 3 in the front. You do see a Kenku that's standing out back. And he seems to just be kind of watching the docks on this side here.
Nobody on top of the warehouses?
No one on top of the warehouses. But you also, again, you confirm there are no windows anywhere.
Okay.
You can try to perceive if there might be a hole or something to get in.
I'm gonna say no windows as in they're boarded up, or
It's, yeah,
that's just how it's.
you can roll perception.
Yikes.
That's a 10.
Yeah, it looks like it's boarded up tight.
You know what? I'm gonna use my inspiration.
You can use your inspiration.
Yeah, I want
Okay. This is the one.
17.
This is the one from Scooby Doo a while back.
Sure.
So you used that one. You still have the one
From today.
that you got today. What was it? What'd you roll?
17.
Yeah, it's boarded up tight.
Okay. All I'm seeing is 3 guards, a Kenku in the back, no windows, nothing, nobody on the roof.
So apparently, the party gets to name a single time that I have disadvantage on a roll.
Nice.
What?
Wait,
We can do that now?
Someone, you can't, But I'll allow the audience. You can purchase disadvantage for me.
Nice. I like that.
Game changer.
Game changer.
Oh.
It's assuming it tells the truth on the dice. Sure, it's another 20. I looked at it. I like it though. It's inventive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Next time you roll anything above 15 men, you get 1 disadvantage.
I don't think
So
you can do
I'm gonna.
limit it.
The way I will allow it is I will let the party determine which roll I'm using it on.
Got it.
Got it.
Ahead of the roll.
Ahead of the
Got
roll.
it.
Yep.
So they can purchase 1 disadvantage and we can say.
And yeah, you guys
Use
can
your
say this.
disadvantage.
You're
So
rolling.
then this is the disadvantage for the entire session today.
Oh, I mean, they can purchase it.
Oh, okay. Got it.
I mean, if someone wants to
50 times.
I always roll disadvantage. And then next session, the purchase price will raise.
I want to use Tony's hearing to see if I could hear anything. Like if I could hear
Okay,
Griffin.
that's a different perception roll.
Okay.
Go for it. So you perch on the roof and you listen. What you're on the big roof, I'm assuming.
Yeah, sure.
Nice.
18.
It only lasts 1 round, but I don't have to have
You
for message.
If you get
So I
in
can
trouble.
shout up to
you hear
just be within 120 feet of me.
the muffled yells of someone. You can't quite tell what the words are, but someone seems to be shouting commands at underlings. You think you hear the word faster, clean. You hear a panoply of different animal sounds. It's hard to discern between them. Some sound like low rumbling moans or growls. Some sound like whimpers. Some sound like low grunts. You think you might hear a bird or birds. It's hard to tell, but nothing that's distinctly avian. That's our griffin.
But from the big warehouse.
But you hear that from the big warehouse. You can do the same check on the other warehouse if you care to.
Yeah.
So you fly over to the small warehouse, roll another perception.
I'll just use the second one. My second inspiration.
Okay, second inspiration.
Terrible. That was a 10.
10. Here you do distinctly hear what sound to be squawks.
I want a second building.
Alright guys, just hearing like orders from the bigger warehouse. And just a mix of different animals. But there's like squawks, blades
I'm
from the
gonna
smaller one.
I'm gonna mind link Jax. Am I within the?
Yeah, you're within 60
Okay.
feet.
Go to the smaller warehouse. Griffin's in the smaller one.
I think it would look really suspicious if I just like.
So you're kind
Right,
of,
left.
you're walking, you're not standing in front of him. You're
Okay.
approaching, you can certainly continue on and it wouldn't be weird.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
That door, no.
Yeah.
Gonna flick the snake boa.
I'm gonna walk up to the left one then.
Okay?
What you want? You here for an animal?
I doubt you're the person I should be talking to.
Well, that's true, but I'm the person you gotta get through and talk to the person you need to talk to.
What a despicable system this is. Well, very well then. Get me in. I'm in quite a fast business.
Fees 5 gold for me to go get anybody.
I'll fucking 5 gold.
Okay. He turns around and is,
Hey, Bill, wash my post. I'm going to Anrock.
so the guy in the middle kind of just watches you as he goes, and he turns and goes in. Roll perception.
Does she get help because there's technically another party member on her
Melcine
shoulders?
can roll perception as well,
Nice.
but it's Melcine can't communicate. It's just a matter of what she sees.
Right.
And
She's
that's
not like
based
Cobb?
on my perception, right?
It's based off of your snake perception.
Just-
Which would
11.
be
You're probably eagle-eyed.
Sounds about right.
Whatever your wisdom modifier
wisdom,
is.
right?
Yep.
Yeah. 15.
Just
So
bother
you-
if you see something.
Jax, you try to peek in as he goes, and it's hard for you because the door opens in such a way that without it being obvious, you're trying to be subtle. But because Melcine is on your shoulder, and the way that she's slung, she actually has a clearer view in.
Periscope up.
I feel like it's like a whole Ka situation right now.
Yeah.
Then you're
I just
gonna
wish
try
I
to
could
eat
do the
it.
eye thing.
Yeah.
We're just getting.
You just have to sing the
getting
song.
creative.
And so you, as the guy, you see a ton of boxes, and mixed in with the boxes are cages. And in here you see many dogs of many different sorts and breeds. Some are
Start a puppy farm.
some are
It's a puppy.
look to be just to be pets. Several of them look to be like they're being bred and trained for attack. And as he goes by, some start barking and he's like, ah, and he kicks one in the face
Oh,
and kind
man.
of keeps walking. Get out! Lay me down. And he kind of keeps walking through it. He goes off around the side and kind of disappears at the back. You wait several minutes. You hear some doors slam. I'm assuming that Antonio is kind of doing an overflight. So you see him go from the door here into the into the door that the Kenku's guarding. And a couple minutes later, he comes back. And out through the side here, they come down this gate and kind of open. And there is an elf there with long yellow hair, male, high elf, who looks at you. He is wearing dark leathers though, clearly in the wardrobe of a roguish type. You can see different daggers. You see a hand crossbow he has slung to his side. And he looks at you and he says, "Ah, huh. Huh.
To guffaw off.
So, what do you want to see Anarok for?"
Are you him?
Of course not. He doesn't come outside to see a peasant.
Like fanciest clothes.
Dismiss. Spare me of your petulance. What are you looking for? What do you want?
I travel from the north. I serve a new lord in Neverwinter, and he is looking to acquire some harder to reach animals.
What animals? He's looking around, taking the surroundings in. His eyes kind of catch some people around the corner. He notices you guys, but doesn't dwell on you. He just kind of Turns back.
We're singing doo-wop in an alley.
I am here to make a serious purchase in quite
Of what
a
animal do
timely
you
manner. Are you the one who can sell it to me? Or are you wasting not only my time, but my lord's time as well?
seek? What animal do you seek to purchase?
My lord is a very distinguished man. He is looking for a new mount.
Mount. We have several mounts. Is this of the land or air variety?
It's the north, the terrain. He would like something for the air.
So a griffin then, or a hippogriff.
If you have.
Perhaps a rock.
Only if it's above your head.
You have no idea what I'm talking about.
I'm just assuming a giant boulder.
Fly rock.
Ah. We have a griffin in stock. It's 3,000 gold.
You expect me to buy it without inspecting it? You could be giving me some half-starved, half-a-beak mangy
That's
bird.
fair. Show me you have the gold, and I'll show you the bird.
That's not how business works.
How business works here. Roll persuasion.
Woo! Natural 20 plus 8, 28.
Did you seriously just dab?
Yeah.
Like twice.
Yeah.
One right after the other.
He looks
Nuh-uh.
at you.
Nice.
This is an IOU. It's better than gold.
250,000. Hold on.
Might want to hold on to that one.
Fine. I'll give a nod to our shared blood. Follow me. And he turns. He turns away from the small warehouse
You suck.
and goes into the back, and he beckons you to follow.
Okay, I'm
I
gonna
assume-
take it as
I assume
I'm
you do.
caressing my snake.
Yep. So he
Not in a big
approaches.
way.
He
No.
approaches
We're
the
good. We're cool.
the bird and just gives a head nod. The bird opens up, steps aside, and I'm just gonna open this all up.
You can see the world.
Really dark.
Oh yeah. Is the light not working?
What?
I think he's blocking it, maybe?
No, there's no light.
Oh, there's no light. I mixed up.
I didn't put the light out. It's too bright on it.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's fine. Make some weird noise.
All right. You want me to get the light?
No, you're fine.
No, it's good.
This is fine.
It's a little dark on there. Austin, can you get me the light, please?
I see a door. That needs bashing in.
Go for it. Let's give her.
Okay, give me 1 moment
Talk
to
to
set
you
this up.
guys.
How many seconds?
So while this is all going on, what are you guys
Oh,
talking
we're
about in the
discussing
alley?
already if we're gonna bum
Bum
rush
rush
this
it.
little
That's
building.
what we're
While
discussing
she's
already.
inside.
Because they don't trust me.
No, I do. But I'm also thinking it could be a way to deny any culpability on your end.
There it is.
Or you're already inside and now we've actually flanked them and they don't know it.
Hey, look at the bird.
I could take aim at one of the guards.
However, is doing it in broad daylight the best way?
Okay, so how many guards are up front right now? 2?
2, because one's back with me.
And there's one.
Okay.
Kenku.
Morthos.
And there's a Kenku on the side.
Morthos.
Oh, that's good.
If you
That
aim
helpful?
for one,
Yeah.
he aims for one.
That's actually really good.
I think
He
that
aims
is a
for
great
the
idea.
other, and she aims. Not she. But you have a crossbow.
Yeah,
You
2
put
people with
crossbow too,
range.
don't you?
2 people could hit one, and 2 people could
We
hit
could
the
probably
other.
take some
You
damage
could
on
poison
the first 2 in front.
Mm-hmm.
However, is our goal to get the griffin out or to destroy them?
Timeout.
Yes.
Didn't you just say you wanted to end the slave trade of animals here?
Yes, but are we just getting out the griffin?
I think if we rush
them
them, we can
all.
get everything out. But if we want to get everything out, we're going to take care of all of the guards.
Yes.
Are you poisonous?
Right.
I just want to make sure that our motives are correct here.
Our motives are pure.
To extinguish them, you mean?
To extinguish, no, to
there's
bring
a lot of people in
down
there.
slave trade.
How do you anticipate that happens without us taking out the people that are doing
I'm
the
not
slave
saying
trade?
taking them out. I'm saying there are probably more guards.
Can I just walk up to the first one and use my brand new?
Yo. Here's what
We
I'm
won't
thinking.
see what's coming.
Here's what I'm thinking.
Guys, we're
In broad daylight, it's
What
gonna
do you?
be.
How much XP do you think all these people are gonna be?
5 each.
Okay.
That's not
So
enough.
as you
I'm not
come in,
going.
as you come
7
in the
minutes.
side, you immediately see just a thug standing there guarding the inside of the door. Behind him in a large cage, you see a brown furred, hunched over, muscular ape that's kind of holding the bars
But he's in bars.
and kind of moves around, and it's a little kind of 10 by 10 cage, and he is just looks stacked. You look down the side, and there's rows of small creatures in cages, which nothing really catches your eye. It looks like all kinds of different exotic fish and things like this in different tanks. You see perched on top of the crates several kenku with bows
Or just give them to them. We give
that
them-
are all as the door opens, they all orient towards you.
Can't just leave them out of the city.
And you are brought in to face, and this guy kind of goes back to his post after he walks you guys back. And you're brought in to face a male, looks to be human. He's got a shock of red hair down the center of his skull that's shaved into kind of a mohawk. He's got all kinds of different animal pelts and furs of many different variety, just kind of ceremonially decorating himself. Doesn't wear any armor. Has a giant spear that ends with a giant club. And he looks very strong, and he looks at you and he says, "So you want a griffin? You pay 3,000 gold and you get a griffin." And he gestures up to his right, your left, and you see the tops of the wings of a griffin. To your right, you see that there's an elevated platform that goes up 10 feet. There's another guard up there that's got a crossbow slung to his side, but he's watching you. You see that there's a pathway here and directly to your left, and there seem to be people working over. This seems to be kind of an office area where there are different books being kept, people sorting different things, and roll perception. Both of you can roll perception.
14.
14.
Both of you get the sense that this is where the money is kept, and it is kind of the base of operations. Is over on the other side. You have to kind of cross through. You hear something above you, kind of growling, purring.
So we can see into that room.
So
with
you
the
can
money.
see there's two hallways, so to speak, that go underneath the overpass.
Okay.
And then there's another guard outside of this door. But that's the layout for you. So the 3,000 gold yen. Do you wish to inspect the bird?
Yes, show it to me.
Follow me. And he takes you up and kind of rattles the cage with the club of his spear, just kind of runs it along the side. And instead of getting aggressive, this what looks to be a giant cat.
I want this.
Huge fangs.
Can I have a pet cat?
And instead of getting aggressive, as soon as it hears the bang from this club, it backs away from him. So you can tell that it's
We got free
not had good experiences with this guy. And he walks up and same thing, rattles the cage with his club, and immediately the griffin kind of closes its wings and just backs up. And you're standing
I want a pet jaguar.
before it. Here's the bird.
You really knew how to mess up these birds.
It
Will
is
that thing even
submission.
fly?
They know who's boss. Of course it flies. We stole it from the Griffin cavalry when it was still egg. Have raised it since. It is ready to go. It is steep price, of course, which is why it's still here. But I have been told that if we can get a foothold here, we may just appropriate it for our own use.
A
So-
foothold in Waterdeep.
We have foothold. We need to take care of the Zenithar scum. And then we will own the town.
My lord, I don't think we'll be very happy with that price.
I could care less what your lord is happy with. That's the price. How else do you propose to pay?
Well, I do live up in a pretty hard to access area. Along a major trade route. If footholds are what you want, my lord does control a significant portion of land.
So you're offering to the Zentaran access to your land.
A small portion.
This is not decision I can make. What I can do is take your gold, all of it, and in the future, if we get foothold in land, we give you reimbursement.
Yeah. What an asinine deal. And I'm gonna start
Don't
to walk
call me
back.
an ass.
She said your ass is a 9, though.
Yeah,
Ten's
to
pretty
10?
good. With a little kid.
I'm going to start to walk back out to the doors.
That's it?
Perhaps another place.
Okay.
For a more reasonable lunch.
It is fair enough. Go.
Okay.
I let you leave out the same way you came in. And the Kenku escorts you to there, and
Kenku.
I assume you kind of make your way back to your guys.
Yep, I'm gonna walk definitely far enough away. Preferably.
So you walk it around and circle back around.
As Jax now.
And you're now Jax. In your man armor.
One question.
Oh,
Did we
good
decide what we're gonna do with these animals when we
Alrighty, so guys, there
set
are.
them free?
The griffin is in the building to the right. Morthos, to kind of sweeten the deal for you, it looks
Someone
like they
will
have a
take care of it.
huge finance room.
Oh.
There's a bunch of animals in cages. I suggest we keep those animals in the cages because they look pretty riled. He has a very tight control over them. It looks like there are about 6 to 7 Kanku. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe 5 inside the building, and then the 3 outside of the building. And I think if we get rid of this entire keep, it's really gonna cripple the Zentaran guild in general.
Okay. Well,
This is they are trying to establish a foothold in here, and we can chop them in the knees.
You
We
think
cannot
should,
allow them to establish a foothold.
no.
You think we should keep the cages closed?
Correct.
Until after we.
Until
what's
after.
What's stopping them from opening them and having
That's a
them
good point.
attack us?
I'm assuming all of them don't carry keys to all the cages. That doesn't seem like a good business strategy.
No, but they've some of these animals they raise them themselves, so they could just sick them on us.
Is there a way perhaps to draw them outside of the warehouse?
I mean, eventually they should probably go to the menagerie guy. If only there was a way we can get him to wait outside and kind of herd them as
No,
they get
people.
released.
Can we draw the people outside of the warehouse so they can't open up the animals?
Weren't
I
you the
have-
one concerned about the daylight?
I don't think it's wise to
I
fight
would
them in the
prefer
day.
doing it at night.
Well, we're in a part of town that isn't being policed.
Maybe we can quite literally smoke them out.
Yeah, what if we start a fire?
In the room that you found the money in.
I'm not gonna burn money.
It's gold.
Not sure we should risk the animals.
No, but
You
couldn't
We can't
you
have that
create
griffin
a
harmed.
What?
We can't have the griffin harmed.
Right, we can't burn down the building.
couldn't you create an illusion though?
I don't think it's gonna be a very good illusion
You can create
because
illusions.
yeah,
Like how big?
like 15 by 15.
So like
It's a pretty big
like a
fire.
periton.
No,
No, like things like fire.
like a really big banana.
Listen,
Has she not told you yet?
yeah, keeper, you got had.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah. So one of the ways we could draw them out, we could kill all 4 of the guards on the outside. Eventually, they're going to do a shift change, and if we're laying in wait, that might draw some people out.
We would have to do it very sneakily and all at the same time so the
Yes.
guards would not be able to.
Well, why don't I go
Call for
walk
help.
up? Why don't I go walk up and say I'm a lord from Neverwinter, and I'm a
We just did that.
oh
That was just a scope.
oh
I'm not here to murder.
what oh thought I had a good
I-
I
idea.
think we need to take the fight inside. We need to stealthily kill 3 on the inside,
Stealthily.
and then go inside.
And then bash through the door.
He had a stick. If we can get that stick,
I have a stick.
You got it.
yeah, I know, stick
You
boy.
people have
You got
sticks here.
inspiration.
Another one.
He has a stick that the animals are trained to. If we can get that stick,
Well, let's just run in then.
we can subdue the animals so we don't have to harm them.
Yes.
We can
It's a
subdue
pointy
the-
stick at one end and then a big mace at the bottom. They seem to be fearful of this. So
Are
if
they
we
fearful of the stick or of the man wielding it?
honestly, they're animals. I'm gonna probably say at least the stick.
Animals are quite good at recognizing
If my dog
faces.
gets scared at a tennis racket every time she sees
I have
one,
inspiration.
we need to take the fight inside.
You got
All right. If we're going to take the fight inside, we still have to deal with the characters on the outside, correct?
Murder them sneakily.
Right.
And if people come outside, then they come outside.
Let's do that.
I vote.
Advantage for Morthos for sneaky.
Yep, we got it.
He's sneaky.
Alrighty.
So how are you guys positioning yourselves?
Or we can take them out into the alley, but I'm not sure about that.
I don't know if you're going to draw them away from their doors.
No, kill the sneaky guys and draw
I-
inside people to the alley. Or you
kind
can
of unfurl myself from around Jack's neck and just start crawling towards one of them.
Towards one of the guys. Okay. I
Wait,
need
I
you to roll.
thought we were waiting for
I need you to roll
night.
perception as you're doing that.
boy.
Okay.
She gets her head smashed in.
19.
19. As you do that, you see a half orc. What? Come walking down
Oh no.
and say something to the guard. He opens the door and she walks in. And you've seen this half orc before. It's Obara.
Was the one we liked or the one we did not like?
This,
The one from
you rolled a 19, you said?
This is the one I
You
think
know
is
that
like
this
the one.
is Yagra.
Agra.
Perhaps we can get her up.
Well, perhaps she's going to try to kick our butt.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure somebody got their heads knocked in from her.
No,
You
we
just
saved her
you
life.
just saved her life last.
Yeah, she owes us a
Oh,
favor.
that's true. Maybe she owed us a favor.
Yagra Stonefist, who typically hangs at the Yawning Portal, who was challenged to a fight by
Yeah.
members of the Xanathar Guild for killing one of their mates.
Surprised to see her here.
No, she's
Well, what
part
are
of
we
the
doing?
Zen.
Yeah, I think she's part of Centaur. I don't think she's gonna fight with
There
her.
are still
Okay,
multiple
so
doors. To be
you are slithering towards who?
The
If we
one
took
that she
away-
was talking about, or talking to.
Okay. So this you're doing this
They might be
stealthily.
more
Yeah.
powerful too.
Roll stealth as a snake.
What is that based on? Dex?
Dex.
Oh, 10? Oh, I'm using an inspiration.
Okay.
Nice.
18.
There you go.
Okay. So you seem to make it past the first one without being noticed. What are the rest of you guys doing as she's slithering up to this guy?
waiting. Shields ready.
Okay. What are you
He's
doing?
kinda
I'll take
sneakily
aim at one of them.
Which one are you taking aim at?
Rhaegar Soul of Vincent.
Rhaegar Sullivan.
Whoa. Okay.
The middle one.
Same. So you're taking aim at the same one. Taking aim at the
It's all
same
the
one
same
that
guy.
Melcine's going up to.
Sure.
Middle one there.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'll work.
Okay. Vincent, what are you doing?
I am going to aim at. Which one's not being targeted? The one with the smaller.
This one's
house?
not currently being targeted that you're aware of, and that one's not being targeted that you're aware of.
Yeah, I'll do that one, the farther one.
Farther one?
Yeah.
Okay.
With chromatic orb.
Chromatic orb?
Yeah.
Okay. Rygar, you step up to the alley, edge of the alley. Vincent steps up to the edge of the alley. Morthos, what are you trying to do?
Do I feel like it'd be possible to walk up to the corner on the right there?
Go there?
Yep.
Are you trying to do it stealthily?
Stealthily,
Yeah,
yes.
go for it.
Natural 20.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a 30 if you really want to know.
So
Wow.
you see Morthos just phase out of existence and then
Super sneak.
here.
Right next
And
to
I am going to wait for
Ooh, I
the
like
first
color
arrow to
range.
be let loose,
Yeah.
and I'm going to attack the guy that's there.
Is anyone aiming at the guy at the small building?
That's me.
Yeah.
Vincent's
are?
got him.
Do I-
Morthos has
You should
him.
probably
Do I try
double
to
up,
sneak
though.
up near him?
Rygar has
I'll
him
get it.
along with
Nephew,
You're gonna
Melcine.
get him?
What are you doing, Vincent? Or Eli, who are you aiming at with your crossbow?
I'm going to aim at the one.
Because what's your range?
80, 320.
Okay, so you can get either of these two within
Yeah,
your close range.
I'm getting the one on the right near.
Morthos?
Yeah.
Okay. So
So
Eli
we should
steps
double
up.
cover the middle one for Melcy.
Jax, what are you
The middle
doing?
one is with Melcy.
Do you do strength checks?
It's a boa.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to touch hold and cast enhance ability and give you
this. This is
full strength.
dreaming of.
Yeah.
So you get advantage on all strength checks, is that correct?
He gets advantage on all strength checks and your carrying capacity doubles.
Cool.
I can lift the building.
Just dump it in the river.
Just lift up all the
Go in
cages.
and
Carry
carry
the
it.
griffin.
He holds the corner up so the griffin can slide out underneath.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Is
For
there
now.
a way to do?
No.
behind.
second.
Up to an hour.
Yeah, I think it's an hour.
That's
Go ahead, Sola.
Is there a way to get like to the other side of the building without walking past all three of them?
Over there?
One more over.
Over there?
Yeah,
Chew.
What?
like behind.
What?
You got one more disadvantage and one inspiration.
They kind of
What?
cancel
So
out.
there are
Somebody is a chaotic neutral
there
up
are
there.
there are 2 disadvantages on him and 1 inspiration.
Okay. Because I used 2 2 inspirations
Correct.
already.
So you're
Yeah.
we're 2 in our favor, 1 in his favor.
Yeah, bored.
All right, so I need you to roll a stealth check, and you all are going to have to wait till you kind of see her.
That was a 17.
Do you have an inspiration?
I do.
Okay, you're using your inspiration.
Ooh, that was worse. 11.
I need to roll a perception check. Is anyone going?
Yeah, you're
Got
gonna
a
disadvantage.
Disadvantage? Sure.
I'm one of my
Otherwise-
disadvantages.
No, we need
That's
to save
a
this for
I know.
6 plus a
Serious
2 is an 8.
Thank goodness. Okay.
You saw it.
We still have 1 more.
So you
Came in handy.
Oh, I'm yellow. Yay.
you are there,
Consent.
and that leaves Hold and Jax. Are you doing anything?
I'm just gonna kind of stay. I can't do anything yet.
Okay.
Should I
Are you going to inspire anybody?
No.
slow and steady?
No, but I think you should go after the guy's
Well, I already
dad.
did that. I will
Shock and awe.
give Soul a bardic inspiration.
Okay, so you gave her a bardic inspiration before he left. It lasts 10 minutes, and it took you 5 minutes to get there.
Ooh.
Because you were being stealthy to weave your way through and around the alleys to get around.
I'm going to, as soon as that guard drops, dead. The middle, the middle,
guard,
the
that
middle one.
Middle one?
I'm running through the door.
Through the door?
Through the door.
Nice.
Shields
Okay.
up.
This is going to be fun.
Okay. Melcine,
Why are we even
you
trying
rolled
to
a
sneak
19
that?
on your stealth.
We want to kill all the guys.
I
out
need to
front
roll.
first.
I need to roll one more perception for this guy.
I do.
No. I do. Am I rolling it straight or
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
disadvantage?
Straight.
Straight as a banana.
Okay. Now, if I use advantage,
That's
it's an 18. You're still hidden.
Mm-hmm.
I rolled a 16 on the die.
Great.
I'm gonna save it for Anna to chop something in half.
That's why we're saving ours too.
So you get up to this guy and you
have
slither up around his feet, and everyone roll their attacks.
Is this a surprise round, so you
These
have
guys are
advantage?
rolling
So this is a
perfectly.
surprise round, and you are not hidden. You are noticed, so you don't have advantage on the attacks, but they don't get to act in this initiative round. They would act after the initiative round. If you were hidden,
I have
Dog's gonna
advantage,
bark.
right? I mean, with a
you
30.
had advantage because you're hidden,
I like
and
this
you
guy.
had advantage
It's
because you're
better
hidden.
for me.
Good.
And actually, you would have advantage because they didn't notice you either.
That should be.
I'm sorry, prior to my roll, do I have to say sharpshooter?
Yes. That's the way that works.
That's fine. Go with your void on it.
Dude,
Okay.
just write only sharpshooter on your
So
sheet and
that roll that you
default
just
sharpshooter.
time out. That roll that you just made is your initiative roll,
Okay.
Oh.
not your
Oh,
attack.
wrong initiative.
Gotcha.
Okay. So you've all rolled initiative. I need your initiative order.
Oh,
23.
So 20 to 25.
7.
Rygar was a 23.
Wait,
Okay.
that wasn't an attack.
20 to 25.
So that was not our attack.
That was your initiative roll.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. I rolled a 19 then.
Okay. 15 to
Oh, I
19.
also did a 19.
Okay.
I had a 22.
22. Holy smokes.
No, I had.
Oh, because you're a snake.
What's my initiative as
No,
a
it's
snake?
still
Plus your dex.
Should still be your player.
Plus my dex. So 20.
20. Okay, you're still ahead of them. 15 to 19. Any others? Okay. 10 to 14.
14.
14, 13.
14 for me.
It's for Eli.
Eli's 14.
Okay, 14, 13. Hold, what were you?
7.
Vincent?
8.
8. Okay.
Might actually work.
So there's our order. And these
Don't
guys.
you have
Wait.
Tony out?
Yeah.
Tony was on the roof.
13.
Oh, you're rolling it? Okay, for
I rolled a
Tony.
1 for William.
Goodbye, Tony.
It's still on my shoulders.
Oh, I don't have a William card.
William.
I have to make a William card.
We'll,
Do you have a Zeus card?
we'll use Frosty.
Yeah, we'll
I
use
won't
Frost.
bring Frosty
We'll use
out.
Frost William. You roll the 1?
You rolled a 1.
He really doesn't want to fight.
He's new. Nice, let's murder him.
I rolled a 1 as well. For these outside guys. We'll see if they survive.
Fair enough.
Okay, Rygar.
So I get a +2, right? To initiative, or
So,
you don't get anything for initiative for it.
Sharpshooter!
Now
Sharpshooter.
Never mind.
Okay, sharpshooter. So you can make your attack on. You said you're aiming at this guy here.
The middle.
Middle.
Oh, middle one.
Yeah, middle one.
I'm aiming at right.
Got it. Thank you,
Wait, who's aiming at left?
Me.
Vincent.
And you.
I am going to use inspiration.
Okay, so the sharpshooter missed. It's +10 -5.
Yeah, you're good. So
Where's my 10?
you're still a +4 to hit.
Okay. 18.
Hits.
All right.
And with your sharpshooter, you pierce him right through the chest, and he instantly goes down.
Which one?
Nice. Middle guy.
Instant kill.
Oh, going.
Man.
I start booking it when it's my turn.
Nope, I'm wrong. I looked at the wrong guy.
Oh.
Roll your damage, please.
All right. Can I use my planar warrior as well?
Yes.
Ooh!
Okay.
Goodness gracious.
Which again, you'll have to announce that before the attack, but since.
Before the attack.
Yep.
Okay.
Before
So
the attack
sharpshooter
roll.
Yep.
and okay.
Yep. Go for it.
Alright.
So
So we
roll
roll
your
like 20 dice.
your
Man.
2d8 plus 15.
Oh,
Wow.
good roll.
Oh, wow. 6 and an 8?
Yep.
Ooh, 29?
14, so 29.
29.
Wow. That's
Okay.
a heck of a
You're
roll.
level 4?
Can he take his head clean off and put it in another
So
dimension?
it hits him, and he doubles over.
Silent. No, we want the silent.
And he staggers. He's still up.
Stop it.
Okay.
See?
He's got 30
Nelsine?
hit points.
Are you gonna hit him directly in the mouth? so
I'm
he couldn't
I'm
make
biting
that
him.
noise?
Yeah,
by the way.
Yeah.
10, 15.
That hits. Roll your damage.
So it's 1 piercing damage.
1 piercing damage.
But then
I have to roll a what?
Constitution saving throw.
Natural 20.
Okay, you
Okay.
save.
Well, on a save, you take half damage. So
You take a half a point of...
3.
3.
Yeah.
So he gets bit in the leg,
You take 3, not half.
and he shakes you off. And then as the blood is pouring out of his chest, you see his shoulders slump, and his eyes turn up in his head, and he just falls over from the poison damage.
That
And a
was,
snake.
that was lucky.
Okay. Morthos, as you burst out from behind.
I was lucky that you were right after him.
I know.
You have advantage.
That's your old advantage.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, the other one's a 1. So, yeah, that's a whopping 11.
That hits.
Oh, boy.
I get sneak attack on that too, right? Because I was hidden. So,
So you come out, and this is the first time you've used your hidden blade.
You lose both.
And
your
so you're
fingers.
not, it's not quite as
yeah.
dexterous as your normal attacks are. But you come up and you jab him in the side, and he, and you put your hand over his mouth.
Hey, did you use the blade that I gave you?
Yeah, so that's a 20.
You double both of those.
Why do I double them?
Any dice roll that you make is double.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Holy crap. Well, that's 20
Wait, no,
on...
he didn't crit, did he?
I didn't crit.
No, we.
I
No,
was...
yeah, no. So you just
It's just straight
Yeah,
up.
straight
yeah,
up.
so it's 20 damage.
20 damage. That's nice.
Oh my
I picked
god.
the wrong field, guys.
Okay. And so he,
Thanks for that.
I never
little
do
dagger,
it.
man.
as you see Morthos with his hand, it's weird. You've not seen Morthos attack this way. He just kind of, it looks like he almost punched him in the side of his lung, and then he put his hand over his mouth.
The guy's still alive?
Ooh.
Yeah, he's
Well, then
he's
I'm-
struggling.
I'm bringing out the other one.
Yeah. For your offhand attack.
That'll do.
Which would be, yeah, 21.
Okay. So roll your damage.
It would just be...
It's
Right
just
here.
it's just damage. It's
Yeah.
not.
Right.
Is this the Mephit dagger?
Yes. So
Okay.
it's just a D4, right?
So you're going 2 daggers here?
Yeah. I have
Okay,
one
you're
each.
dagger, got it.
Dagger. A whopping
So
one.
you go here, and he has him here, and then you see him and run it across his throat to try to slit his throat. But the
Gives him a
cold
shake.
damage isn't, the Mephit dagger isn't quite as sharp. It's more about piercing with cold, and so it doesn't cut as well, and you quickly cover.
And then I'm going to run back around the corner.
Okay, so you release him,
So he's gonna.
and you run around the corner, and he tries to muster a swing at you, but can't. You're just too quick.
Quick.
Those pine cone drills.
That's
the-
right.
the
Thanks,
pine cone
Rygar.
drill.
You really helped me out in the woods.
Okay.
Do I know that?
Jax, you are up if
I don't know
you care
yet.
to do
I know
anything.
that.
I am. I don't want to yell.
Can you viciously whisper?
Yeah, can I viciously whisper at him?
You're stupid.
You're viciously mocking the same guy.
That Morthos just attacked.
Okay, what are you saying?
I am going to be like, you're not a very good guard. You're going to die.
16 on the die.
What's my saving? I'm a 14.
Okay. I'll check and see if they're negative, but I don't think they are.
Look at this thing.
Thug, where are you at? Wisdom is 10, so it's just straight up.
Okay.
Okay, so he passes, and it is. Are you staying there? Or are you moving at all?
No, what? No, I'm gonna
All
stay
right,
back.
Eli, you're up.
And it looks like the guy on the right is still standing.
Yeah, he's up there.
All right, then I'm gonna shoot him.
Roll your attack.
Use my advantage.
Okay. Was that a natural one?
It may have been.
Wow. That. Listen.
You're eating
Conniva,
our
is this
advantage.
Conniva, 79. Let me just talk to you for a second here. You have saved this party's rear end multiple times.
Does a 17 hit?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you, Kanaiva.
Yeah, thanks.
That's gonna be a 10.
10 damage. Okay.
That does 30.
You see him stagger and catch himself as he's turning to try to open the door. It is now Sola's turn as you rush out.
If Molly can knock him down, you gotta hit the guy before you.
Okay, make your attack.
Take that guy through the door with you.
21.
21 hits, roll your damage.
On the
Is
right.
it moonlight?
It is not moonlight.
No.
I can't even make it to the other door.
Yes, you can. 9.
Maybe I
9 damage there, okay.
And then unarmed or strike.
Yep, roll your damage.
14 plus 7.
21 hits, yep.
And 1d4.
3,
8.
8, okay.
And then I'm going to use Flurry of Blows.
Flurry of blows, mark off a key point, your first for the day.
And that is 17.
Hits. Roll your another d4.
D4? I was good. Flurry of...
Flurry of blows is unarmed.
Is it unarmed? Oh, okay. I thought it was whatever I wanted.
Okay.
I thought it was a broadsword.
With Savage Attacker, you can choose to re-roll that if you wish.
I will, yeah.
You have to keep
8.
the second roll. So the second roll's a 3, alright? So 8 damage.
Actually, no, it says I can keep whatever total I want.
Oh, is that what it says?
Mhm.
Perfect.
Well, we'll
So,
take the higher
thank you.
one.
I can re-roll and use either total.
There you go. Very good. So, Glow's training already paying off.
Yes.
Okay, so you come out, slash, bash, and the guy, he's wind's knocked out of him, waiting to be finished. Tony.
So I cannot do 20 damage in one roll.
Tony's gonna distract the one by the big barn.
The right one?
Tony flies down and distracts this guy.
Mhm.
Can you make an
Okay,
attack?
he distracts him and then flies back up. Where do you want to perch him? Towards
Right.
which door?
Above the middle door.
Okay, so he's up for our purposes up here.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next attack on that guy has advantage. And you take your attack now.
I will use Portent on the guy on the left.
Okay, the one who you're attacking over here?
Yes.
Okay, so your attack is automatically what?
18.
That hits.
And it was Chromatic Orb.
Yep, so roll your, was it 3d6?
3d8.
3d8.
6. And it's 11 with the +1, because it's fire.
So as Sola unleashes her flurry of blows on him and slashes him down, his attention turned to you. I'm assuming you're doing, you said fire?
Yes.
You hit him with the blast of the fire orb, and it just burns a hole through his armor, through his lungs, and he just, the air, he never recovers. He just, there's a sick gurgle as he goes down in a hump.
Good teamwork.
Okay, and it is now Hold's turn.
We're working like
Yeah,
in
Vinny!
tandem with each other.
Alright.
That just turned you a
So that guy's
friendship
gone?
request.
He sees
She just
the
friended
2 are
you.
gone and
Not
1 is
on that
left.
Facebook.
Yep.
And how far away from the 1 am I?
Well, you said you were going to go through the central door, right?
Yeah, that was the plan, but now it looks like he's turning towards Morthos, and I need to protect my buddy.
And he was going to open the door to open it up and unlock.
So you're going up to here?
I'm going to run up to that guy.
You're exactly 30 feet away from him.
Just put your hand on the door.
Exactly
It's true, it's
30?
gonna be one.
Punch him.
Yep.
No,
Yeah,
we're
good
there.
damage
Um.
Or
Okay.
suplex him backwards away from the door.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Layeth the smack down on that jabroni.
I'm going to. On my way up, I'm gonna punch him in the face.
Roll your attack.
Don't
Clothesline
forget
from
advantage
hell.
on strength checks.
Not advantage,
Only on strength.
Oh, I do.
He has advantage.
Yeah.
but this isn't a strength check. This is an
No.
attack.
But
We
didn't
get
get
from the bird.
The Tony.
bird.
The bird.
Oh, right.
Yes, yep. So you have advantage because of Tony's flutter.
Good job, Tony.
Ooh, good. That was
Was that
another
another
one.
one?
There was an extra one in there.
Oh my goodness!
21.
That one wasn't Kaniva's fault. That
And
was,
it's just us playing the game the right way.
yeah.
It's true. For once. For once.
Yeah. So roll your damage. It doesn't matter. He's got 1 hit point. You cave his nose into the
Nice.
back of his head.
And I use my shield to bash him away from the door without hitting the door.
Okay. So you guys,
Just bat him to the side.
you've cleared all of the enemies that you see,
That
Get ready for the
see.
ones that you
Don't
didn't
see.
Quietly.
and we're gonna pick up there
Oh!
That's a good
Knew
cliffhanger.
it.
next Tuesday as we continue to see the assault on the warehouse. All right. Well, that was fun,
Stealing
even
is
though.
wrong.
Oh, Kaniva.
So I get to keep
He
my
prefers it to be
inspiration for next week,
Kineva.
right?
Kineva.
Kiniva.
Kai Naiba?
Kiniva.
Unless he's a
Kniva?
I feel like I've said Kaniva.
Kniva, so
That's what you said.
yeah.
Okay.
Kinaiva. Kinaiva.
Embrace the debate.
K-Dog. K-Dog.
Kinaiva.
Kineva.
K-Dog, there you go.
All right.
My friend over there. Big K.
Dakota and Austin, why don't you both come in?
Special K.
Special frog.
It's also a cereal.
We're both
They had the
down.
weight loss program.
It's
also what they call-
Main act.
So we finally have our Dakota back and healthy, glad he's here, and we have our special guest producer, the great Austin. And we're very thankful that you guys could be here, working the chat, and helping with getting all the room in order and everything. So you are awesome. When you guys are chatting to Loot Die Repeat, it's one of these two guys who is in there replying. So they're great, and we really appreciate the interaction in the chat, and that's why we have them here.
And inspiration.
So give us a rundown on what we got tonight.
Of course. So thank you so much for participating in the chat. It was lively tonight. We always appreciate it. Feel free to come back next week. Do be aware that, like Kaniva was saying, that if he can't be here like next week, don't worry, because there's always going to be either on Twitch for like I think 6 weeks, or you can just always just go to YouTube like and subscribe there. We are always there too as well, and we'll reply to comments there, even though it is not live. So it's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday for the live experience. So thank you so much. We had Lost Lake follow. Let's see, that was from before. So I am Moger Don Q with the sub, Villain Trahan with the follow, Kaniva with the follow, and then with a sub.
Woo!
And then with 2,500 bits over the night, including 300 that he gave at the end.
Does he win the drawing?
300 at the end that we can use to our discretion. So the 300 at the end.
All go to the DM.
I think that if you don't show up
to choose.
Yeah, the
right?
producers. If you don't show up next week, because you said that you had a DM or a game next week, then we will look into it. We will judge and probably go like maybe one him and then two these guys because you gotta be respectful.
I'll take it. Yeah, let's roll for it.
We'll see how it goes. If someone's
They
down,
all go to Zeus. He could get a
300 to Zeus.
How about first person to subscribe next week? If they do, they get to use the 300.
I think it's fair if someone subscribes next week or is talking a lot in
Give
chat.
them a free one.
We can be like, hey, who do you want to give it to? And thank you so much because he also gave us some great ideas on that idea of disadvantage for the DM, which is fun.
Yeah.
It's only for the DM.
Super fun.
It's only for the
There's
DM.
still one of those out there.
Yes, there is.
And
I feel
just
like
in general ideas that
we
if
should raise the price on that one.
yeah, we should think about it.
Or we can make it a subscription.
$1 million.
If you subscribe.
Yeah, if you when your subscription comes up, you can decide if you want to use it for that or maybe like a potion for the team or something. That's really cool. Just
Cheapest potions. My goodness.
He's gonna do like a half minor healing potion essence.
we'll figure it out. But he had some really good
The
ideas as
essential
well
oil.
on like if you're going into like a group scenario, that maybe if someone donates like a larger sum, that they can choose like a small thing that the DM's like combat choice.
Yeah.
Which we could always talk about. But like there were some really cool things to spice things up without affecting the actual game in a negative way. But yeah, so thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for following, for subscribing, but also just talking to us in chat. We sit there for like 3 hours, so we always appreciate it. Thank you so much for
get on the screen.
This is what Austin actually looks like.
Thank you so much for Austin for showing up because I get sick pretty easily, so I have a great immune system, and so this is a great example of someone else who could step in and take time out of their night to help us. So thank you so much. Please, everyone, thank him for that. And hope to see you next week. See you, Kanava, and see everyone else.
Yep. So thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. Check out our Instagram account, LDR_DM. Remember, we have a giveaway going on, so check that out. And we also would love for the YouTube subscribes as well. But thank you for being here. We look forward to seeing you next Tuesday when we will continue to loot, die, and repeat.
No die.
All right, good night, everybody.
I was like, he's got this. Yeah.